Good evening to you and welcome to San Jose, California. It's a cold, wet, and windy night, but it is a rivalry night. San Jose State taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs in the regular season finale for both these two teams, and the Valley Trophy on the line for these two programs. Hi again, everybody. My name is Justin Allegri. Along with me is Kevin Richardson. Very happy to have you along on what is expected to be a wild weather type of night. A wind gusts getting up into the 30 miles an hour throughout the course of the evening. We're expecting quite a bit of rain as well, although none of it falling at this point in time. But it's also going to be very chilly here tonight. So not really conditions that you would expect from San Jose, but conditions that would make it a very entertaining football game here tonight between two programs that have seen a lot of each other over the years, the longtime rivals, Fresno State and San Jose State. And Kevin, at the end of the day, you look at the matchup, you look at the conditions, and it's kind of exciting to have this type of a game. You don't see it all that much with the conditions that we're expecting tonight, and obviously the Valley Trophy on the line makes it an extra added bonus.
Boy, I agree. And that Valley Trophy, both teams 3-3 in that
right.
Valley Trophy. So even Steven, if you will. So you want to go out and get a piece of that trophy. And an interesting matchup. You know, we talked about it last week. Thanksgiving weekend. How do you handle a Thanksgiving weekend game with both teams that are 4-7? Of course, San Jose State 1-6 in league play. Fresno State 2-5 in league play. But the net effect is, I don't care how you do the math, and I know you talked to some people this week that said, oh, there's a chance. There is no chance tonight of being bowl eligible. So tonight, I think you throw out the props. You don't need a sledgehammer to get fired up. You need to get fired up because you want to go play football. Kind of old school here. It will be cold, it will be windy, and we'll also celebrate senior night.
Yeah, you play for the seniors and you play for the Valley Trophy. That's what's on the line for this game, and the rivalry is always entertaining between these two programs, that's for sure. But 18 seniors for the Spartans, 11 of them who have seen a lot of starting time this year, 18 seniors, and that's really what you play for tonight.
Yeah, that is it, and then you play to play some football, and I think that gets lost. I was kind of thinking driving up here today, and of course this will be my second football game today, checking out college football here.
What's better than more football, Kevin?
Yeah, exactly, more football. And we'll probably listen to some replays of some games on the way home on Sirius XM. But, you know, we kind of become so disconnected from playing football. Everything's got to be a tweet. There's got to be a video about you training and a video of jumping over things and lifting weights and doing all these things. And then you got to have a prop on the sideline. You know, one of my favorite things late in the year, the MAC has the Tuesday and Wednesday games. And, of course, it's, 14 degrees and you're out there playing. The other night they had like a Army helmet that they put on, and then you grab the video controller. And, I mean, it's just goofy. Why don't you go out there, put your shoulder pad into somebody's chops, get a block, get a tackle, put the ball in the end zone, have fun knocking the crap out of somebody tonight, quite frankly, right? You're a senior. That's how you celebrate senior night, because after tonight, you can't put on the pads and go out in the driveway and shoot baskets, right, football-wise. You're going to look like a fool. So you better leave it all tonight. And I always get a kick out of us with the weather here. Oh, my gosh, look at this weather. There'll be no snow tonight. Everyone will live. There'll be no frostbite. But it should be fun, and to use a word, should be gritty and a good time.
Kevin Richardson has us fired up here this evening for this rivalry game. Fresno State and San Jose State. We'll take our first break on the pregame show. When we come back to SJSU Stadium, we'll have a further breakdown of the matchup. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Welcome back inside SJSU Stadium on the pregame show. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson with you for the rivalry game. Fresno State and San Jose State. Valley Trophy on the line between these two schools, and two schools that have a lot in common in terms of how they got to this point in time. A week ago, these two schools were looking at the fact that their backs were against the wall. They needed back-to-back wins in the final games of the year to have a chance of being bowl eligible, to get that 6-win total. We were hoping to see two 5-win teams coming into this game and fighting it out, duking it out to try and see who gets that 6th win, but it hasn't been the case. Fresno State, they've lost their last 3. The Spartans have also dropped consecutive games, 3 in a row, and 2 of them, it's very tough losses for San Jose State. 2 points at Hawaii, and the last game last week where the Spartans dropped it on the road to UNLV. A gut-wrenching final play in that game. the fourth interception right at the goal line to cast the Spartans' hopes aside for a bowl game. So some close losses for both these teams heading into this one. And for the first time since 2001, Kevin, Fresno State, who is the reigning Mountain West champion, will not be in a bowl. The champion of the Mountain West the year prior not making a bowl for the first time since 2001.
Yeah, and from what I understand, just like San Jose State, they're pretty upset about that process. And the interesting team that just has kind of worked their way through all of this stuff has been Nevada, and we'll talk about other games in the conference later on and bowl setups and all those kinds of things. But, Nevada at 7-4, taking out both the Spartans and the Bulldogs. Saw the end of the Bulldog Wolfpack game last week when I got home, and at the beginning of the year, everybody, Nevada, that's an easy win. That's a 7-win team that will probably take that Fremont Cannon home tonight. It is a home game for them and be 8-4 on the year. So that was a team that came to play that everybody, I think, was kind of underestimating a little bit. For the Bulldogs, the issue with them has really been, in my mind, as I look at the stats, kind of the drop-off in quarterback play. They're running the ball pretty well. And, again, Jeff Tedford, the head coach, played there, coached there, came back to coach there, and he's known in the Bay Area because he coached at UC Berkeley, that school on the other side of the Bay. That our spotter loves so much. But if you look at what Jeff Tedford will tell you about how to win a football game, well, he's going to say you have to play great defense, and they're doing a pretty good job of that. You need to run the ball between the tackles. We'll hear Ronnie Rivers' names quite a bit tonight. And then you've got to get good quarterback play. And when you look at his quarterback play, got too many interceptions compared to touchdowns, and that has hurt this Bulldog team down the stretch.
Well, that's something that you brought up a little bit earlier before we went on the air. When we were talking about it, it's two senior quarterbacks going toe-to-toe tonight. And Reyna, who has had his inconsistencies this year, he's a fifth-year senior and a first-year player for this Bulldogs team. Throughout the course of the season, he's thrown 14 touchdowns. He's had the interceptions total on the rise, 10 interceptions. And then you look over to the other side of things, Josh Love, who we talk about that UNLV game, had a career high in 465 yards passing, but the interception bug finally got to Josh Love. He went into that game against UNLV with 4 interceptions on the year, and he threw 4 in the game against UNLV. But two seniors closing out their careers, going at it tonight.
Yeah, and when you look at that interception to touchdown ratio, right? If you're a Derek Carr kind of guy, you're a David Fales kind of guy, you're going to be a 3-1, right? So you'll throw 30 touchdowns and have 10 interceptions. Most guys live in that 2-1 window, and that's kind of where we got last week with Josh Love. Still a fantastic, outstanding quarterback, having a great night, and he gets 275 tonight. He'll move up on the list in terms of career yardage. So he's having a great year, but again, those averages are really tough to work with, and something that just kind of reared its ugly head last week.
When you're talking about the 3-1 is like an elite level, right? Where we're talking about Fales and Carr.
Yeah.
And then that next tier is what you're talking about there.
Really good, great college quarterbacks. Right. But if you look at Carr, you can go over to the East Bay and watch him play for the Raiders. That's the kind of quarterback you're talking about.
It is a senior night, and we'll talk a lot about these seniors here this evening. The Spartans have 18 of them, and a couple of them with great Spartan careers. I think of Bailey Gaither, how great he's been over the years for San Jose State. He's had a lot of injuries for the Spartans, but he's played very, very well in his senior season, having his best season of the year. But really, when I think about the seniors, I think about the offensive line, and the offensive line that has played so well this year at protecting Josh Love so that he can do his work. And there are a couple of seniors on that offensive front that have started, but 3 overall that the Spartans have on the offensive line.
Yeah, 11 games, 5 starters the whole time this year. And Troy Kolowski, he's one of the seniors that will celebrate tonight, but 45 starts as of tonight, unless he twists his ankle coming down the ramp. So, yeah, senior night's something you got to celebrate. And then, of course, as I take a look at my monitor, how about this? UNLV with an interim head coach, they get that win 33-30 over Nevada.
And and we'll talk scores here in our next segment, but as I understand it, there was a fight at the end of that game.
Yeah, that's
to go along with it. So
yes.
Not a good way to end the year for both of those teams, but as you say, Nevada still has one more to play in the bowl season. All right, we'll take a break here on our pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk all about those scores in the Mountain West Conference when we return. You're listening to Spartan Football, the pregame show from Learfield IMG College. Welcome back on the pregame show from SEFCU Stadium. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson with you. Very happy to have you along for the finale of the 2019 season. San Jose State at home taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs. As we take this opportunity to look at some of the scores around the Mountain West Conference in today's action. And, well, there are some scores, some final scores to report. It was last week that the West Division was decided, a game out in Honolulu on the islands. And San Diego State, who really it seemed like for the most part of the season, controlled their own fate as to whether or not they would go to that championship game. Well, Hawaii had something to say about that last week, and they won that game over the Aztecs and have punched their ticket to the championship game, which will be played up in Boise next week, the Broncos and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. But the final scores from earlier today, Wyoming, the Cowboys, and Air Force. Air Force now a 10-win team after a 20-6 win in Colorado Springs earlier today. They're 10-2, Wyoming 7-5, both those teams bowl eligible, obviously. Kevin was just talking about the UNLV Nevada game for the Fremont Cannon, and it will remain red. The Fremont Cannon 33-30, an overtime win for UNLV. Extracurriculars after that game, and a brawl that broke out, and some of the fans in the Nevada student section jumped onto the field. So perhaps repercussions from that particular game. But that is a final score. UNLV 4-8 now this year, and Nevada 7-5 overall. Utah State, they also played today 38-25 over New Mexico. That was a final score as the Aggies got their 7th win of the year on the road in Albuquerque. A little bit later on this evening, it'll be Army on the road at Aloha Stadium to take on Hawaii. Hawaii can get their 9th win of the season if they can beat the Black Knights. Army on the road. And then a final from yesterday, Boise State 31, Colorado State 24. Boise State 20th in the country, but perhaps moving up after that win, and certainly would if the Broncos can remain perfect in conference play with the championship next week.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Remember New Mexico with a coach that is stepping down as of today at the end of the season. He is done, and Tony Sanchez let go this week by UNLV. And then note to self, when you're in the crowd, you probably don't want to fight with a football player that has a football helmet on. That didn't work very well for sure, and you never want to see that kind of stuff going on. But, you know, it's interesting to look at Air Force, 10 wins, just grind it out on you, run the ball, do your thing, and then Wyoming finishing up with 7 wins on the year. And, I'll pull that up later on, but in terms of scoring, Wyoming, I think, won 7 games on 70 points, right? Yeah. I mean, it's just a low-scoring, keep it ugly, run the ball, play great defense kind of team. And, can't argue with the 7 wins and being bowl eligible.
All right, we'll take another break here on our pregame show. When we come back, we'll break down all the bowl-eligible teams and a few teams still looking to get in as well. That's right after this. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Back inside CEFCU Stadium on our pregame show, Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson with you. The 4-7 teams square off in the rivalry game, Fresno State and San Jose State. And we take this chance now to look at the bowl outlook for the Mountain West Conference this year. And all but decided, I would think, at this point, right?
Yeah, it is. And if you look overall, remember, nationally, 78 games, 78 bowl berths available. And as of right now, you've got 78 teams that are bowl eligible at this point. Take a look at the mountain side of the conference. Air Force, they are in with 10 wins. And, again, anytime you're winning 10 wins in a football season, that's pretty impressive. Also in is Boise State. They got their 11th win yesterday at Colorado State, and that was a cold one. A little bit of snow back there in Canvas Stadium at Fort Collins.
That's always fun.
Yeah, the New Belgian brew pub deck looked a little chilly.
They didn't need to cool the beer down at all.
That's right.
Over there.
Just throw them in the snowbank. Just go old school there. And also in from the Mountain Division, Utah State, they are in. That's your 3rd team in. And Wyoming in with a record of 7-5. Colorado State and New Mexico, they are out. On the west side of things, you've got Hawaii. They secured a berth in the championship game next week at Boise State. Boise State will be the home game in that game. Nevada stays at 7-5. They don't get to keep that cannon. They got to send it back south to Las Vegas, but they are in. That's the 6th team in. San Diego State, they are in. That is the 7th team in. Out from the west are Fresno, San Jose State, and the UNLV running Rebels. got a couple of teams kind of bouncing around that could get eligible tonight. If Colorado could pull off an upset of Utah, and I know they're down pretty big right now, they could maybe sneak in. And also North Carolina and Louisiana Monroe also looking for that single victory.
We'll take a break on the pregame show. When we come back, Brent Brennan will join us right after this. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Welcome back on the Spartan Football pregame show. We're inside SEFCU Stadium for the rivalry game and the season finale against Fresno State. Now joined by San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan. And, Coach, we could talk about the rivalry. We'll talk about this final game. But first, I want to talk about the seniors, all 18 of them, and the impact that they've had for the program.
This is an incredible group of young people, and I am incredibly grateful for them, for just the time, the effort, the sacrifice that they put into this program with me the last 3 years and our staff. Just a bunch of quality young men who have worked their tails off, have fought through, hard seasons, a lot of ups and downs, and just these guys are all going to be incredible people going forward. Some of them are going to keep playing, some of them won't, the way it always happens. But it's just been a great group of young people to be around, and I'm so thankful that they were here and part of my process here at San Jose State.
All right, well, moving on to this week, Coach, it's obviously Thanksgiving and still a game to play this Saturday. But before you get there, Thanksgiving plans with the team. I know especially you and the coaching staff and the support staff around that always do a great job with the team, whether it be holidays or different events leading up to a game. You get everybody involved. What's the plan for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think, football teams are, this team here is such a family, and they're, I love these guys. I love these guys like my own sons, and we have a great brotherhood here. I think that's something that everybody really feels and has experienced in their time at San Jose State with each other. And so we're going to get together tomorrow night, and we're going to have traditional Thanksgiving dinner with our team, and the wives, all the coaches' wives decorate the gold room, and we all get together, and, guys write on I don't know what we did last year, footballs or turkeys or something, and they pin them up on the wall what they're thankful for. And I think it's a good experience for our young men to think about, just what are they truly thankful for in their life, and how often do 18 to 23-year-old guys think in that terms, like, wow, I'm really thankful for that. I'm really appreciative of this person or this experience or this opportunity. So we're going to get together tomorrow night and celebrate. It's going to be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. And then the game this weekend, of course, rivalry game, which is always an extra added element to any football game. But the Valley Trophy on the line, and it's been a great tradition over the last few years when that trophy was introduced. And now the importance of the rivalry game, the trophy on the line, everything going into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most important thing about rivalries is that, you need to trade punches in that thing. And they've won the last two. And so, I think the things that makes rivalries exciting is for them to be extremely competitive, kind of emotional games. And we had that last year with Fresno. I think we went into halftime at 3-0, and it was a battle till the end. And so I know our guys are going to be really excited to play. It's their last game in SEFCU Stadium. Thanksgiving weekend, rivalry week. It's ESPN2. It's such an awesome opportunity for this team to play well and play against a great opponent, play against their rival, and really just have this great experience playing one last time in Spartan Stadium.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because ESPN2, I think when you talk about the profile of the school and of the football program, it's another opportunity. And granted, the Spartans are on TV every week, but ESPN2 is another level to that, where a national audience will be seeing San Jose State, and maybe somebody on the East Coast that doesn't know about the Spartans may have an opportunity to learn something about the program. That going into it, too, is another element to this, especially moving forward when you're talking about trying to raise the bar for the program. When you have this national audience, it's a unique experience, too.
Absolutely, and I think this team has done some incredible things this season. And so, my thing is like, when you go to a concert and, the Rolling Stones are the last show of the night, right? Well, this is the last game of the college football weekend.
Yeah.
We're the headliner. And so, I told our team today, like, what do you want the world to say about this team? What do you want them to see when you line up and play Saturday night, Thanksgiving weekend in this rivalry game? I mean, what do you want that to be? And I don't know that you give more special opportunities than that. I mean, this is a heck of a deal. ESPN2, national TV, Thanksgiving weekend. let's go.
All right, San Jose State and Fresno State, and kind of similarities between the two teams this year, too. I mean, Fresno has dropped some very close games in conference play. They kind of had these up-and-down type of games as well. What do you read from the Bulldogs coming into this game, especially coming off of their loss last week?
Well, I think everyone has seen this conference is insanely competitive.
Oh.
I mean, everybody can beat anybody. Every game is an absolute battle. It's just when you watch the scores over the weekend, we're watching opponent film. It's just everybody is good, and everybody can win on any given weekend. And so that's what I think is making the Mountain West a lot of fun right now. In terms of what Fresno looks like, it's in a lot of ways is similar to us, right? They've had some awesome wins, really close losses. I'm sure they're disappointed. They've had a great team a year ago, right? So, in my mind, like these guys that we're playing, they know how to win. They've been in big games. They know how to finish. So that's one of those things. For us, it's an incredible challenge, right?
Right.
Like we need to understand what is coming in here. They have a senior quarterback who's playing really good football, right? They have a really opportunistic defense. Their defensive line is returning from last year. They have an outstanding stand-up outside linebacker, defensive end, edge rusher. And so they present some real challenges for us that way. And then their tailback's an awesome player. So they got good personnel. They got good scheme. They're extremely well coached.
I'm talking with San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan here before the Spartans take on the Bulldogs. Now, this being the last show, and it's not that I'm trying to look past Fresno State, but going into the offseason for San Jose State, and there are some important dates coming up in December even for the Spartans when you talk about the early signing day. All right, two things going into this offseason. What's the biggest thing to build off of from this season? Something that you really liked the way it was going and you want to move in that direction and build off of it.
Well, I just think we were way more competitive, right? Like we didn't win enough, but we were infinitely more competitive than we were a year ago. And so I think there's a lot of good to look at that and to see, all those games that we, even games that we were down.
Sure.
We found ways to come roaring back and make that last second of the game, last play of the game, competition. So that's what, I'm really excited about that. I think we need to continue. We still have a young football team. We need to continue to get stronger. So our time with Coach Uribe and his staff in the weight room is absolutely critical. I think that's some of the places that we struggled this year is when we were just outmatched in a size component against some of the people we played. So it's a huge offseason for us in the weight room. How aggressive can we be in that space? How smart can we be about feeding our team and educating them on the right things to eat? So in my mind, that's the thing is that, we have to look at what we did well. We have to look at what we didn't do well, and we have to fix those things immediately as fast as we can. And then we have to put a huge emphasis on the strength and conditioning piece as we go into the offseason.
All right, that was San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan. That does it for our pregame show this evening from SJSU Stadium. Stand by, though. The game broadcast is next when we come back to San Jose starting lineups and the kickoff right after this. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College.
Back with you inside SJSU Stadium on a cold, windy, and wet night in San Jose. The rain is starting to come down as we speak here from SJSU Stadium. Welcome back to San Jose. Justin Allegri, Kevin Richardson with you. Very happy to have you along for the final game of the season here tonight. It's the Spartans taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs, and it's time now for the starting lineups presented by the showroom at Rubenstein Supply. And for this evening's starters, here is Kevin Richardson.
Well, as you said, Justin, a wet, windy night here at SJSU Stadium. Of course, we're sitting in the second deck here in the broadcast booth trying to stay out of that rain when it does start to come down because, as you pointed out, it will be right in our face. So let's take a look at this starting lineup, and let's give you the seniors because we got some seniors celebrating senior night that are not starters, so we'll give you those names first. Chandler Hawkins, a defensive back. Corey Moriboho, he's an offensive tackle. Dino Moats, offensive line. Dwayne Tuatasi, he's a D lineman. Christian Webb gets a lot of playing time at linebacker. Lionel Wiggins, also a linebacker. And Zamor Ziegler, cornerback. Remember, he started his career as a running back for San Jose State. San Jose State, they are the home team tonight, of course, in SJSU Stadium. They've got on the blue helmets with the white face mask, the blue jersey, and the blue pants. We'll give you their offensive line first. Jackson Snyder, he's a left tackle. Troy Kolowski, a senior, celebrating senior night. 45th start tonight. Kyle Hoppy, he's the center. Tyler Stevens is the right guard. Quinn Oslin, he's the Minnesota transfer. He is a senior celebrating senior night tonight. your receivers on the outside, Isaiah Hamilton along with Trey Walker, and then Bailey Gaither. He's one of those seniors that we're going to celebrate tonight. 745 yards receiving this season. The tight end, Brett Foley, he's another one of your seniors. The tailback, Dejon Packer, 474 yards rushing. Would love to get him over 600 yards tonight. That's kind of the first step in getting your way to 1,000 on the year, and you can say you've got a run game. So let's hope Dejon Packer has a great night tonight and we get him up over 600 yards. And then Josh Love rounds things out. He is the trigger man on this Spartan offense, having a great year, and we will march him up the record books tonight as we talk about the evening that unfolds for him. The Fresno State defense look like this. Their defensive line is Tatum's, Atkins, and Lacopo. The linebackers look like this. It is Rice along with Mosby and Bailey. Your defensive backs are Bryant along with Williams, Free, and Coleman. The Fresno State offense, it looks like this. Their offensive line, Nick Abufe, along with Jace Famatu, Tyrone Sampson, he is the center. Bula Schmidt, he's the right guard. And Dante Bull is the right tackle. Your wideouts look like this. Zane Pope, Emory Edwards, and Darren Grimm. Your tight end is Jared Rice. They'll work him into the passing game quite a bit. Their tailback is Ronnie Rivers. He's from the East Bay. Probably got a lot of family in the stands tonight watching this game at CEFCU. Jorge Reyna, he is the trigger man at quarterback. He is a senior. The Fresno State, the San Jose State defense looks like this. Brandon Ezell, he's one of the seniors celebrating senior night. 4 interceptions on the year. He's a defensive back along with Nehemiah Shelton and Trey Webb and Jay Leonard. Your linebackers look like this. Jesse Osuna and Ethan Aguayo, both seniors. Osuna with 61 tackles this year. Aguayo with 94. Kyle Harmon, he will be your other linebacker along with Rico Tolfree. Your D lineman looks like this. Valami Fehoku, he's one of your DNs along with Cade Hall. And then the senior nose tackle is Salosi Latu. 46 total tackles on the year. On defense for Fresno State, it looks like this. Tatum, Atkins, Rice, and Lapoco across the front. Your kickers, Alex Gallant for San Jose State. He is a senior. And Matt Mercurio was a walk-on until this week, earned a scholarship. He will handle place kicks for San Jose State. Chris Wood will handle kickoffs, and Andrew Goneville will be your long snapper. And those were your starting lineups, brought to you by the Showroom at Rubenstein's. The Showroom at Rubenstein's, the ultimate luxury kitchen and bath showroom.
Well, the rain has significantly started to fall as Kevin was giving you the starting lineups. The radar indicates that it's going to get here pretty heavy in the next 20 or 30 minutes and stay pretty consistent throughout the next hour or so. So first quarter of this game is going to be a little wet.
So what you're saying is Doug Usumi walked in and said, gosh, the nice part is it's not raining. And, right on cue.
And of course, he just started the rain with that comment. Didn't knock on wood, which is customary. San Jose State and Fresno State, the captains went out to midfield, and Fresno State won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, which means the Spartans will get the football to start off this game in their all-blue uniforms, blue helmet, blue jersey, blue pants. Fresno State in their red helmets, white jerseys, and red pants will kick off from right to left. And San Jose State, with the wind the way it has been, it's kind of been circling. It is a very strong wind right now, but it appears as though it's blowing from east to west as we speak. So certainly the wind will have effect on kicks and deep passes in this game, and we'll have to kind of see how this plays out throughout the course of the night and how much it may change throughout the evening. But as of right now, it's a strong east to west, which means the far sideline to the near sideline is the breeze right now for the kickoff.
Boy, and as we talked about on Paul Leffler's pregame show, of course, he's the Fresno State radio guy, does a great job with that broadcast. We were talking about, one of the issues here, if you're going to win 2 parts of a 3-part ball game, offense, defense, special teams, for San Jose State, they need to have a great night on special teams. And with this wind and weather, That's going to mean having clean, fair catches on kickoffs and punts and no miscues with the long snappers and the holders and all those different things. So real important to be on point on special teams tonight.
Zamora Ziegler and Bailey Gaither deep to receive. And you talk about special teams, the ball's already blown off the tee, so they're going to have to hold this one before the kickoff. It's a line drive kick under the wind, and it slices through out of the back corner of the end zone for a touchback. And San Jose State will have their first possession, moving left to right in their all-blue uniforms from the 25-yard line.
Well, and one of those things you always talk about if you're a farmer, wind from the south means big rain. This wind coming from our right to our left from the south as it works towards the Bay Area. Yeah, wind from the south means big rain, and that rain is starting to come down here big.
See, I heard the fishermen say if the moon looks like it's going to be full with like a cup,
okay,
that means rain's coming. So if there's the shadow that looks like a cup, rain's coming. That's what was yesterday.
And I'm not arguing with your grandfather on that one, man. That guy probably had a few things he could tell you like that.
All right, here we go in the first quarter. Spartans on a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. The senior Josh Love out of the shotgun with the senior Dejon Packer to his right. And before the first play of the game, we have a penalty marker down.
Ball start, offense number 76, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Quinn Osland with the 5-yard penalty. Brad Van Vark, the white hat for this game, making the call. And so the Spartans, who had those 12 penalties last week, over 100 yards accumulated in penalty yardage, now will start off again on a 1st and 15. Love fakes the toss. Now he runs out to the left side on a quarterback draw. He's past the 25 to the 30, still on his feet, speeding over to the far side of the field. He gets to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 for Josh Love, who rarely tucks it and runs, but in this particular instance, he gets the first down.
Last game of this 2019 season, either way, right? No bowl game for this team, so makes sense. Josh Love making a play with his feet there.
Spartans will make a couple of quick substitutions on 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, moving left to right. The officials holding here for substitutions from Fresno State. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the left. Love takes the snap, looks to his left, throws a quick out to the 40-yard line. A two-handed catch is made in some traffic by Trey Walker. He's spun to the turf and ridden out of play by Randy Jordan along with Aaron Mosby. It's a 5-yard gain.
Well, as that rain kind of comes down, how many times will we quote Carl Spackler tonight, right? I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for a few hours. It's getting after it right now.
Carl Spackler is a great pull for the name because I just know him as the guy from Caddyshack. 1 minute into the football game, 2nd down and 5. Here's a rush right up the middle, breaking a couple of tackles and lunging forward, trying to reach the ball out to the first down marker at the 45-yard line. That's Kyrie Robinson, who hasn't seen much time over the last couple of weeks, but the freshman out of De La Salle puts the ball just about a yard shy of a first down.
Kyrie with a nice run there up the middle, and again, Kyrie wearing a hood underneath his uniform as a running back. I got to tell you, I don't like that. That's one more thing to grab onto if you're a linebacker.
That's how you get choked out, right?
Yeah.
3rd down and 1. A flag comes in as a handoff play right up the gut with a belly dive. Getting enough for a first down again is Robinson, but there is a penalty marker down that could be against Fresno State here.
Offside, defense number 33, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
That's Kwame Jones.
Nice part is it's not windy.
Not windy, not rainy. Every time we throw it down to Brad Van Vark, it's going to be an adventure, I think. All right, so that'll move the chains out to the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 from midfield for San Jose State. Love with the heels on the end of the logo. Robinson to his left side, adjust to the right with a single tight end to the right side. Love drops back to throw. Blitz coming from the outside edge, and he's stripped to the ball. Ball loose on the turf. He dives right back on top of it at the 42-yard line. Alex Cruz came off the right side edge, wheeled around behind Josh Love, and just got to his throwing arm as he cocked it back, causing the fumble.
Yeah, Josh Love doing a good job, not holding on to the ball too long, just a good rush off the edge, able to knock that ball out. And Josh with a good hustle. Lots of times you see a quarterback go limp when that happened. He just flipped around and played big boy there and came up with the ball.
It's a loss of 7 yards officially for the Spartans, so it brings up 2nd down and 17 from the 42-yard line. Love takes a very high snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to throw. Lots of pressure as he dumps it off to Packer on the left side flat to the 40, down to the 45, and he's driven to the turf at the 47-yard line by Randy Jordan and Evan Williams, who combined for the stop on DeJean Packer after he picks up 5.
Boy, set up the screen really well over to the left side there. Had 3 linemen out in front of him, just 1 defender. The lineman snaked through the blockers, and then DeJean Packer, kind of like a magnet right to that defender, ran right into him. Got to make that guy miss in the open field. Make a move. Try to do something.
That's what we saw last week when Packer busted it for the 61-yard touchdown. On 3rd down now and long. Love to throw. Steps up into the pocket and another screen pass over to the left side. Low to pick this one up is Packer. He's across the 50-yard line, running out to the left side, and outside the numbers, he's pushed out of play. And again, Juju Hughes making a nice play along with Justin Rice, who's having a tremendous year for Fresno State from his inside linebacking position. That'll bring up 4th down and 6 for San Jose State. And Alex Galland, the graduate transfer punter, will come on for the first time tonight. Ronnie Rivers deep to receive, standing near the 10-yard line. Alex Galland from the 45 will punch this one into the wind. It holds up and rolls for the Spartans as it bounces along inside the 5-yard line. Keeps on rolling down to the 2. Well, that ball certainly was affected by the wind, but San Jose State using the benefit of the roll, and Fresno State will have a long road ahead on their first possession of the game upcoming.
Well, the good news is, if you're San Jose State, good special teams play there to kind of finish off a drive that was not a great start, but you were heading straight into the wind. So, you know, net effect is you got a long field in front of Fresno State.
Jorge Reyna, who is the senior from Downey, California, just a first-year player but a fifth-year senior for the Bulldogs. From his own end zone, throws to the near side, making a man miss on a beautiful play was Pope, and he speeds inside the number past the 10-yard line out to the 12, and then is driven down at the 13-yard line. But what a cut and a move to make a man miss from Zane Pope, the sophomore. Right back on the ball in a pistol formation. Reyna takes a low knee-high snap, hands off. Bouncing out to the left side is Rivers. Rivers following a block to the 20-yard line. And will make a nice move on first down. Ethan Aguayo making the stop. That's a 9-yard gain. And it seems as though very early on that Fresno State wants to run that high-tempo offense right away here from SJSU Stadium. Reyna with Rivers to the left side in the shotgun. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the right for Rivers. Takes the shotgun snap, quickly fakes a toss, and now hands off on a delay to Rivers. Rivers along the near side hash is met by Fehoko, and San Jose State stops him also with Jesse Osuna, no gain.
Yeah, Osuna flying around, and there comes up with a pretty darn good play defensively. Now you got Fresno against the sticks here a little bit on this 2nd down and long.
2nd down and 9 for Fresno State, driving right to left in their red helmets, white jerseys, and red pants. From the 22-yard line, it's Rivers to the right side of Reyna in the shotgun. Here's the snap, belt high, and he hands off to Rivers, waiting for a hole to develop, bouncing through it off to the left side. He bursts free, has a first down as he gains 10 out to the 33-yard line before Tyson Parker makes the stop for San Jose State.
Boy, Ronnie Rivers, a name that we're going to hear quite a bit. 722 yards on the season, rolling into tonight's contest.
Yeah, Rivers has been tremendous this year for Fresno State. He was 55 yards away from being the 17th player with 2,000 yards in a career for the Bulldogs. He'll certainly get that tonight, you would imagine, as the Bulldogs will clear out the backfield and now adjust a tight end to the right side. Josh Hokett comes back in. Here's a toss play out to Rivers. Rivers following Hokett's block as he drills somebody deep downfield, and Rivers wiggles his way to the right side and gets out to the 38-yard line for a gain of 4.
They were talking about this Fresno offense. 157 is what they average on the ground. Remember, San Jose State at 87 yards, and Fresno 233 in the air, so 390 a game.
Well, and limiting the run this year has been the problem for San Jose State. Reyna to throw after a play action. Looking. Now he dumps it off to Rivers in the flat on the near side, and he makes a man miss. He gets past the 45-yard line before he's hit by a slew of blue jerseys. Trey White in there for San Jose State making a stop, but it's another first down for the Bulldogs out to the 47.
Boy, that's what we talk about, that open field. You're a running back. You've got to make a defensive back or a linebacker miss in space. That's exactly what Ronnie Rivers did. Ronnie's dad, Ron, second leading rusher in school history, 3,473 yards at Fresno State.
Well, and you're talking about the difference between what we saw Packer have the chance to do and could not execute, and now Rivers having the opportunity and getting that first down. Fake of a handoff, throw out to the right side, single coverage over in that direction. It's Wheatfall making the catch, spinning onto the outside and staying in play as he gains 9 yards onto the San Jose State side of the field to the 44.
You know, Jorge Reyna, a junior college transfer, did some great stuff down in Southern California at the junior college level and having a decent senior season.
Another pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right. Reyna hands off to Hokett now. Hokett following that offensive line push all the way up front, stays on his feet to the 40-yard line and then maneuvers out to the 37 on a nice carry from Hokett. Hokett, that backup running back, but has seen a lot of time this year. That was his 69th carry of the season.
Well, Hokett, also a great high school wrestler, has wrestled a little bit in college and was really kind of a one-man wrecking crew a few years ago when this team didn't have much going on, and that's a senior that's playing some good football for the Bulldogs.
He still plays as a wrestler for the Bulldogs and is tremendous at both sports. Came on initially as a linebacker, moved into that running back role. He's in there still now. Here's Reyna dropping back to throw a 5-man rush. He rolls out to the near side, throws on the runner, wobbling spiral pass, wide open at the 5-yard line. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And what a play, using his feet from Reyna to find the open Jared Rice, the tight end, for the touchdown, his 4th of the year. And Fresno State is on top in the rain, 6-0.
Boy, I thought Reyna missed the shot down the middle and thought we had a chance there. Got a little bit of pressure on him with Cade Hall, the defensive in there. He got a shot on him just as he let go of the ball, but Reyna found that receiver on the left side down in the corner and winded his back.
Here is the extra point try now from Cesar Silva with the wind at his back. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up from right to left. It is on its way and good. And a 7-0 lead for Fresno State after a 9-play, 98-yard drive, and it just took 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go nearly the length of the field for the Bulldog offense. They're on top, 7-0. Man, that's an impressive opening drive if you're trying to make a statement in a rivalry game.
Boy, it really is. And you know, San Jose State, decent opening drive, but ultimately forced to punt it away and get Alex Galland out there. And as you said, Fresno State answered, said, look, we're going to get this ball in the shadows of our own goalpost. We're just going to drive it down the field and score.
So it's 7-0 Fresno State with the lead, 7:49 remaining in the first quarter. We'll step aside from SJSU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. It's a 7-0 lead for the Bulldogs after their opening drive. It takes them 98 yards. It's 7-0 Fresno State with 7:49 remaining in the first quarter.
Always on the go, take SJSU with you. Use any device to connect whenever, wherever it's convenient for you with online and mobile banking. Go to SJSU.com/better to get started today. And how would you like to be able to listen to us while synced up to your TV in the comfort of your own home? Go to syncmygame.com. That's syncmygame.com and find out how.
Justin Allegri, Kevin Richardson back with you. Our spotter Ryan Zimmerman alongside with us as well. Daniel Barrera is braving the elements below us in our press box here tonight as the rain continues to swirl around SJSU Stadium. And umbrellas are out here at the stadium. They actually permitted umbrellas to be brought in for this game alone. And they're being used right now as the rain is pretty heavily falling.
Yeah, it's cool to see a little just sanity kind of brought to the process. Not going to be a sellout. Nobody's going to gaff anybody with a umbrella, and it's going to rain pretty hard tonight. Remember, for San Jose State, that last drive for them to open the night, 6 plays, 29 yards. We're rooting for Josh Love tonight. He came in with 6,916 yards in career passing. Needs 275 to go ahead of Ed Luther, who played in 76 through 79, and probably, arguably, one of the top 3 San Jose State quarterbacks ever. And we're 2 for 2 on this ball being teed up and blown off the tee.
I just don't think that is going to be really something that we see all that much of today. It's not going to be something where you're going to have the opportunity to just kick it off. So the second time, yes, it has been blown off, and we'll wait for Asia to kick it off, and San Jose State will have Bailey Gaither and Zamor Ziegler deep to receive. This kick, another line drive kick, and it's out of the back of the end zone. No chance of a return for San Jose State, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25.
Well, at least we don't have to debate fair catch and no fair catch.
Well, special teams last week really costly at times for San Jose State, and especially that last drive of the game for the Spartans. And I know they had a chance to try and take the lead or tie it up, but the special teams play before that was a miscue for sure, and the Spartans have seen several and far too many of those this year. No chance of a return on this particular kickoff, and now it's 1st and 10 from the 25 for Josh Love. Love sends Humphreys in motion from left to right, and now he throws out in that direction on a screen pass. Making a two-handed catch is Bailey Gaither. Bailey Gaither following a block as a flag flies in at the 30-yard line, and he gets out to the 32. We'll see what the penalty marker is. Already seen a couple in this game, and Bailey Gaither making his first touch of the night.
Holding offense number 81. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, 1st down.
Well, it's a hold on Humphreys, who was the tight end in motion on that play.
Billy Bob Humphreys, yeah, watching the replay, definitely up there. When you pull the defender down with you, when you get knocked off your feet, they're probably going to throw that flag.
You just lock him up, right, and then push him off. So another penalty forces the Spartans back. Here's Love to throw. Love pressure. He dumps it off to the near side. Kyrie Robinson making the catch in some space on the near side. Tried to wait for a play to develop in front of him, but that just never happened. And Robinson was pulled down from behind by Aaron Mosby, who just stayed in pursuit. It goes as a minimal gain out to 2nd down and 13.
Well, and it was odd. He was kind of waiting for stuff to develop in front of him, but no blockers in front of him. That's just a catch and scatter. You got to get upfield. There's nothing to wait for at that point.
Love with Robinson out now. Dejon Packer comes back in. Love to throw. Another blitz coming over the middle. Bailey Gaither, he makes the catch near the 30-yard line, and he speeds up the middle of the field along the near side hash. He's brought down at the 33-yard line by Juju Hughes. It'll make it 3rd down and 2 for the Spartans from the 33. Juju Hughes, a senior and one of the top defenders in the secondary for the Bulldogs.
So rain means more precipitation than showers, correct? We're supposed to transition
I'd have to consult my local meteorologist for that question.
Yeah, but I think we're supposed to transition to showers here, but somebody should tell the rain right now.
Right.
It's coming down.
It is pretty heavily dropping on the field turf right now. Humphreys in motion right to left. Love steps to throw to the left side, and an inside release just a little bit behind Trey Walker as he had his defender Randy Jordan draped all over him. Walker can't make the catch, and for the second time in as many series for the Spartans, they will have to bring the punt unit out.
Well, you know, it's interesting that look-in route or slant route, whatever you want to call it, for San Jose State has been very productive this year. But the last couple games, you've seen those linebackers really sniff that width on that pass and get underneath it and make it a lot tougher to catch.
Here's a punt by Gallen that's not a good one at all. Muffed it off the right side of his foot, and it rolls out near the 45-yard line of Fresno State and takes another hop inside the 40. Fresno State, I think, fortunate that that ball never touched one of their players because it was not a kick that Gallen was intending to make, but it will give Fresno State outstanding field position here with 6:06 remaining in the first quarter and a 7-0 Fresno State lead. We'll take the break from SJSU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. 7-0 Fresno State with the lead after their opening possession. Marched them down the field 98 yards for the score. San Jose State has been forced to punt on their 2 possessions of the game. Now the Bulldogs will have great field position from their own 39 with 6 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Pizza that blows your mind, not your wallet. Zoom Pizza, delivering high-quality pizza for a lot less dough. Try one of their large cheese or pepperoni pizzas for only $9.99. They also offer monthly specialty pizzas like Bacon Me Crazy. Download the Zoom Pizza app or visit ZUMEpizza.com to order. You think they deliver in the rain?
I think they will. I don't know if they can get inside the stadium at this point.
I'm not a multitasker like you. I will not find my way to ZoomPizza.com well enough. So
well, they don't have the brick and mortar stores, so it's either find your way or don't.
So let's take a look at this here stat-wise after 2 drives for San Jose State. 42 yards total offense, 30 in the air, 12 on the ground for Fresno State. Remember, just 1 drive for them. 9 plays, 98 total yards, 72 in the air by Jorge Reyna. He is a perfect 5 for 5 and 26 yards rushing.
It was a very balanced attack in that first drive of the game for the Bulldogs, and now in a pistol formation. Reyna pointing out his safety, adjusts his running back Rivers to the left side. Spartans with 3 down linemen, and they rush 3. Here's a handoff to Rivers over to the right side, tried to probe that edge. He gets to the 40-yard line, just a gain of 1. As Rico Tolfree filling up the gap for San Jose State to make the stop.
Good job there by Tolfree. And, you know, we talk about this running game week after week after week, and you kind of say, well, gosh, why do you guys beat it to death? But if you're San Jose State, you're 12th in the conference. A team like Fresno at 6th in the conference, you can use that run game to kind of set up your pass game.
Reyna takes the shotgun snap, handoff to Rivers, out through a hole. He busts into the secondary, speeds to the near side, 30, 35, and into the 20, to the 15, to the 10. He's run down by Jay Leonard before he can fully bust that one into the end zone. What a burst of speed from Rivers, who now is past 2,000 yards for his career. And that was impressive.
Well, 2 things. Quick hitter up the middle there, gets wide open, and then makes the DB miss in open space down inside the red zone.
Rivers still back there. They fake the handoff to him, tossed to the near side, and nearly picked off by Brandon Izell, as the target into the flat was Emory Edwards. And Edwards just kind of sat there. Brandon Izell jumped right through the route and nearly had it. Brandon Izell, a guy that has 4 interceptions this season, and that was a time where the Spartans desperately could have used the turnover. Reyna, though, on 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Pointing out to the left side, he goes under center now with Hokett behind him, 5 yards deep. Fake the handoff to Hokett. It's a reverse on an end around to Rivers. Stiff arms a man and busts into the end zone. Touchdown, Fresno State. And Tyson Parker was there to make the stop, and Ronnie Rivers came up and just pushed his hand right into his face, shoved him off, and flung into the end zone.
Yeah, just kind of a belly sweep, although not the belly give. It's actual traditional handoff behind the quarterback. And as you said, Rivers really kind of put the bow of the ship north and really kind of wanted to get into that end zone. Tyson Parker came up and didn't really want much of it. Touchdown, Fresno State.
Ronnie Rivers, that's his 13th rushing touchdown of the year, which leads the Mountain West Conference in that category. The extra point from right to left is up, and it is good. And just like that, Fresno State makes it a 14-0 game on just a 4-play, 61-yard drive in 58 seconds. The Bulldogs make it a double-digit lead, 14-0. Ronnie Rivers, very impressive in that drive, and Rivers already in this game, 6 carries for 81 yards, including the score.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, Fresno State stacking up those yards like cordwood, 159 after that drive, and we're getting a little highlight of the Mike Perez win over Fresno State back in the 80s.
That's right, I had to voice that this
week. There it is right there.
He throws it in, right?
Throws it into the corner for the touchdown and the winner, and of course the Fresno State player over near the wall. That's back when they served beer and got a beer dumped on him. Pretty good stuff.
Your favorite, though, is that Mike Perez gets the penalty flag as what was the call officially?
Unnecessary roughness.
On the quarterback.
Yeah, after throwing the dagger into the corner to Lafo Mala'ulu in the southeast corner of the stadium.
Well, hopefully the Spartans can get the offense going in this game. Right now it's 14-0 Fresno State with 5:08 remaining in the first quarter. We'll step aside once again from SJSU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson back with you from a wet, cold, and windy SJSU Stadium. 5:08 remaining in the first quarter, and Fresno State is on top 14-0.
Family owned and operated since 1960. Royal Coach Tours the premier provider of luxury motor coach transportation for San Jose, Silicon Valley, and the San Francisco Bay Area. Royal Coach Tours, proud partner of San Jose State Athletics.
Well, it was a play and drive for Fresno State. 4 plays, 61 yards, under a minute from the Bulldogs. And Ronnie Rivers with a 55-yard run in that drive, and then he capped things off, getting into the end zone from 5 yards out for the Bulldogs. So Rivers going 60 of those 61 yards on that drive, and Fresno State makes it 14-0 as the rain continues to pour here in San Jose. Now the kickoff from Asia from right to left. A high end-over-end kick, and waving for the fair catch is Bailey Gaither. And he will make the catch in the end zone, so it does not matter either way. It is a touchback, and the Spartan offense will come onto the field. And San Jose State, the offense, yet to really get going in this game tonight. Josh Love, who is 6 of 7 for 35 yards, had a nice opening drive, but bottled up near midfield, and then penalties not helping the Spartans on their second drive. They've been forced to punt on both occasions.
Yeah, need to crank it up here and get some points.
The Spartans are throwing into the wind in this quarter. Josh Love takes the snap and he hands off, bouncing out to the right side, trying to cut back left and run along the near side hash is Robinson. Robinson gets 3 yards on the first down run. Wylan Free, the sophomore out of Compton, making the stop.
It's interesting in terms of the lead guy at running back tonight. DeJean Packer, senior night, but not the lead back thus far.
Yeah, Kyrie Robinson had been banged up the last couple of weeks. We haven't seen Robinson for a few weeks now, but Robinson, who is a freshman out of Antioch, getting more touches right now as he takes the handoff again, runs out to the left side to the 30-yard line and is hit at the 31, falls forward to the 32. Mikhail Walker making the stop, and there are a couple of players down. An injury timeout as Spartan athletic training staff rushing out to the aid of an offensive lineman down on the turf.
And that's not good news. As we said, that those 5 offensive linemen for San Jose State, 11 games, 11 starts. And of course, all of them with their 12th start tonight. We'll try to get a number for you here once the medical crew steps away.
Yeah, well, and the Spartans are one of 8 teams to allow 10 or fewer sacks this season. And when you consider the amount of times the Spartans have passed the ball this year, it's a very impressive number. In fact, only Clemson, Georgia, and San Jose State have allowed 10 or fewer and have more than 300 pass attempts. Spartans had 464 pass attempts with just 10 sacks. So the offensive line has been very, very good.
Oh, man, yeah. Rough one there.
That's Kyle Hoppy that is down.
Rolled up on from behind. Good news is looks like he's going to get up and try to walk off here. Down in San Diego, BYU, they trail by 4, 7-3 against San Diego State. 11:42 to play in the third on that one. Remember, Air Force beat Wyoming 20-6. Nevada lost 33-30 up in Reno. Utah State 38-25 over New Mexico. Remember, New Mexico replacing their coach after today's game. And then Army at Hawaii. That'll be the last game to go off this weekend.
Yeah, the left leg, maybe the ankle from Hoppy. They're still trying to help him off the field right now. He's putting no pressure on that left leg. So the Spartans will sub in Jesse Chamberlain as the backup center in this role as Hoppy makes his way off the field. Chamberlain was getting some reps in with Josh Love during that injury timeout. And with 4:27 remaining in the first quarter, a 14-0 Bulldog lead. Here's a 3rd down and 3 for Love. Blitz coming. He dumps it off as he's hit to Trey Walker at the 35, to the 40, 45, 50. Foot race up the middle of the field. He's into the Fresno State side of the field, and he's tracked down from behind at the 25. Jaron Bryant finally hauling him in on the second reception of the night from Trey Walker, and he nearly busted it all the way to the end zone.
Well, you talk about, we've been kind of beating it up here. Got to make defenders miss in space, and that is what Trey Walker did right there. Caught the ball, put the hammer down. First thing you want to do is make that defender run full speed, and then at that point, you make a move on him, and 9 times out of 10, a guy like Trey Walker is going to win that battle. A nice catch, nice run.
1st and 10 from the 19 now. Packer into the backfield with Josh Love to his right side. Gaither in a single coverage over split to the right. Here's the handoff to Packer. Packer through a hole, tripped up, stays on his feet, bulldozes into a defender inside the 10-yard line down to the 8. Waylon Free making the touchdown-saving tackle.
Nice full blast run there by Dejon Packer. But again, when you get to that next level, make a little move. You'll scamper right into the south end zone.
Yeah, I think the lateral movement is the element to the game that's been lacking this year for Dejon. He elects for contact, rather, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you're right there on the, inside the 10. Just make a little move.
2nd down and 1 officially. Spartans take the snap under center, handoff to Packer. Packer will get the first down as he plows forward for a gain of 2 yards to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, plows forward and then comes surging backwards. And again, that's all about pad level. If you want to drop the hammer when you're running that ball between the tackles and you're going to get contact 1 or 2 yards from the line of scrimmage, that's when you want to drop the hammer with that shoulder.
2:55 remaining in this opening quarter. 14-0 Bulldogs with the lead. A 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. It's Robinson to the right side of Josh Love. Double tight end, offset to the right. High snap, fake of a handoff. Love rolls out. They have a quarterback spy on him, and he throws to the end zone. A wobbling spiral is out of the back right corner of the end zone, incomplete.
Good job by Josh getting out of that pocket and just burying that thing out of bounds. For a second there, I thought he was going to try to throw kind of an ugly end zone there. Nobody really open, but a good decision by the senior on senior night.
Yeah, for the 2nd time in this game, Alex Cruz put a lot of pressure on Josh Love. And it's 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. These are the types of spots where the Spartans have struggled to put it into the end zone this year. They're 85% at scoring in the red zone, but 58% of those trips are touchdowns. Love takes the snap, handoff to Packer. Packer hit near the line of scrimmage, and he's dropped right down at the 8-yard line, maybe gained a yard.
Boy, the other part is accelerate when you head up through there. It was a one-on-one. You knew you were going to get hit. Kind of just slows down, falls over. Bring those knees, bring those shoulders, and make that linebacker kind of have to strap things up. He's going to come in there and try to tackle.
And when you talk about these red zone numbers, too, and you talk about the narrative of the season, if you get that number up to 62, 65%, you're talking about maybe 6 wins at this point.
You're talking about a bowl.
3rd down and goal from the 7-yard line. Love forced to throw. He steps up into the pocket. He runs up the middle of the field. He's spun to the turf at the 5-yard line. After that play, broken up, and Fresno State holding.
Well, and you talk about that run game, as it looks like Alex Gallen is gonna run out there to hold for Matt Mercurio, who was newly minted as a scholarship player. But you talk about that run game, you got 3 shots from the 8. And you end up at the 5-yard line because you can't run the ball.
Yeah. We've seen that from goal line opportunities. We've seen that in late game scenarios when the Spartans are trying to seal the game. And here comes Mercurio now for a 23-yard kick. This kick from left to right is on its way. It is up, and it is good. So Mercurio, his first kick as a scholarship player, is through the uprights, and the Spartans are on the board for the first time tonight. It's 14-3. Bulldogs with the lead after a 9-play, 70-yard drive in 3 minutes and 55 seconds for San Jose State. They get the field goal from Mercurio, and with 1:13 remaining, Fresno State will go back to work on offense.
So after that drive for the Spartans, kind of helps their stats out a bit here. 117 yards of total offense. Josh Love, 7 of 9 for 85 yards in the air. 32 yards rushing by San Jose State. Packer with 11 yards. Kyrie Robinson with 11. And Josh Love with 10 yards rushing for that total of 32. Remember, Fresno State 159 on the evening. 72 passing, 87 rushing. Again, Ronnie Rivers doing most of the work for Fresno State on the ground. 81 total yards. His longest, a 55-yarder.
So the Spartans will kick off from left to right with 1:13 remaining in the first quarter. Chris Wood ready to go to work for the first time tonight. Wood lining up the Spartans, and the kick from left to right is a pooch kick into the wind. High kick at the 26-yard line. It is fair caught by Hokett, and Fresno State will take over there.
Why do you pooch kick short of the 25?
I mean, how much
you're guaranteeing.
How much have we talked about us not understanding the kicking options that the Spartans have on kickoff?
I just don't get it. I realize you're kicking into the wind, but you're going to pooch it into the wind and be short of the 25.
Well, kick it into the wind and try and put it at the goal line.
Well, and again, the wind's going to move that
Right.
ball. Saw a game today, a guy muffed a punt return because the ball moved in the wind.
1:13 to play in the first quarter, 14-3. Bulldogs leading. Reyna with Hoka to the left side. Reyna takes a low snap, fakes the handoff to Rivers. Now a play action and a toss deep downfield. Way behind coverage. Oh, my goodness. It was the backup tight end, Cam Sutton, who was all alone. All he needed to do was make the catch, and he would have had a touchdown, but he dropped the football at the 35-yard line, and he saved San Jose State from giving up a big play.
Boy, and no disrespect to Cam Sutton, but kind of probably showed you why he is the backup, the number 2 guy. That ball hit him in the breadbasket. Man, if he had an apple crate, he could have caught that thing. Oh, Reyna just dropped it in on him, and he'd have been in for 6, longest reception of his career, I'm sure.
Yeah, would have been a big play for Fresno State. Now they go back to work on the ground, and it's Rivers stretching to the near side, stiff-arming a defender. He's dragged down from behind near the 30-yard line, and he is driven out of play by Jesse Osuna at the 32. It's one of those plays where I think he realized how open he was and got to thinking about it.
Yeah,
only had to do one thing, make the catch.
Gagged it up, you're right.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter, 14-3 Bulldogs. From the 31-yard line, Fresno State quickly calling an audible at the line of scrimmage and adjusting a tight end from left to right goes Rice. Here's Reyna out of the shotgun. Clapping the hands together, takes the snap, quickly throws out to the right side where Rivers is in some space, hurdles a down defender, goes past the 35, and he's still on his feet near the 40-yard line. He has a first down and a gain of 9 for Fresno State to the 39-yard line.
Boy, one word to describe that catch and run, and that's dirty, and not in a bad way, in an affectionate way. Made a move on the best tackler for San Jose State, Ethan Aguayo, and just left him in the dirt and able to move the chains.
19 seconds left in the first quarter. Play action and throw to the near side quickly in some space. It's Wheatfall making a move past a defender to the 50-yard line and makes a move outside the numbers to the 46. A gain of 14 and a first down to the San Jose State side of the field. With 10 seconds remaining in this opening quarter, Fresno State will walk off the football field and take it to the quarter break. Bulldog offense has been impressive so far, scoring on both drives that they've had the football. They're working on their third right now. It's 14-3, Fresno State with the lead here from SJSU Stadium. We'll step aside when we come back. Second quarter action between the Spartans and the Bulldogs. 14-3, Fresno State. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. 14-3, Bulldogs with the lead over San Jose State as we enter the second quarter of play from SJSU Stadium. Before we get back to action, though, we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Spartan Football Radio Network from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri, Kevin Richardson with you from SJSU Stadium. Our spotters and statisticians, Daniel Barrera and Ryan Zimmerman, on a cold, windy, and wet night in San Jose. If you love football, you're playing in this game, but if you really love football, you're watching it from the stands tonight.
Yeah, you are the faithful if you're here.
Yes.
And of course, our spotter Ryan Zimmerman, he's still living off of his high from last week. His Golden Bears get the axe and take it back to the east side of the bay.
And that's big of you to say.
That's that digging deep to throw props, but anyhow, an interesting night here for San Jose State. If you look at stats at the end of one quarter, 117 yards of total offense for San Jose, 172 for the Fresno State Bulldogs. San Jose 32 on the ground, Fresno State 92 on the ground. That is the Ronnie Rivers show as of right now. San Jose State 85 yards passing. Remember, we got to get Josh Love to 275 tonight to get him ahead of Ed Luther to the number 3 spot in all-time, in a career passing yards rather. And Fresno State 80 yards in the air in the first quarter.
You know what else is crazy? Crazy George. He is dancing on top of the dugout right now.
Yeah, that is a little bit wet and slick.
Short sleeves.
He's just making it happen. This is...
they always say his hair flowing in the breeze, right?
That's
always
right.
A great hair day.
Saving you money on car insurance has been Geico's playbook for over 75 years. So after the game, get a quote at geico.com. Geico, so easy a caveman can do it.
All right, here we go to the start of the second quarter. Fresno State is on a drive right now. 15 minutes on the clock. First and 10 from the 46-yard line on the San Jose State side of the field. And now driving left to right are the Bulldogs. Hokett to the right side of Rena in the shotgun. He takes a knee-high snap. He hands off to Hokett. Hokett through a quick hole over to the left side. Vielami Fihoko grabbing him around the waist area and spinning him down after a gain of 3.
Well, and I think one of the things, too, when you get a run game in rhythm, as the TV monitor shows us Ronnie Rivers on the sideline, but that's the other thing you do with a running back, right? You want him about 20 carries a game. He's got 7. You got to slow him down a little bit if you want him in the second half.
Yeah, you got to keep him fresh is what you're saying, and especially in a game like this, the ground attack is going to be critical. Here's a shotgun snap to Rana. A quick toss to the near side and nearly picked off in a ball that was in and out of the hands of Zamora Ziegler and also in and out of the hands of Wheatfall. Incomplete.
Yeah, your number of carries as a tailback, it's kind of like sand through an hourglass. You got about 20 grains of sand, if you will, per game. And again, what you'll do is you'll make sure on that run count you keep it at about 10 per half, especially with a young guy like him.
3rd down and 7 now for the Bulldogs as they lead it 14-3 with 14:21 remaining in the second quarter. From the 43-yard line, pistol formation, double tight end for the Bulldogs and 2 receivers close to the line. Dropping back to throw on a blitz now. Rana throws deep over the middle. He's got a man there, and it's picked off by San Jose State at the 10-yard line. The Spartans sliding to make the catch. Jay Leonard has it. And the Spartans with the first turnover of the game is their 16th team interception of the year.
Jay Leonard, he's that safety up top there, just kind of playing center field, and Jorge Reyna just puts a lollipop out there for him, and Jay Leonard just tracks it down, turns his hips, as they say. So it's like a center fielder heading towards the back wall to make a catch, comes up, makes a nice interception on a Reyna throw.
Jay Leonard's 2nd interception of the season, and the Spartans will go to work on offense, trailing 14-3. Now from the 8-yard line, San Jose State will have it in their blue helmets, blue jerseys, and blue pants. Love out of the shotgun. He takes the snap. He drops back to throw into his own end zone, wheels it out near side. Trey Walker making the catch on a quick inside release route, his 3rd grab of the night, and he'll speed out to the 15-yard line and is dropped at the 16 after a gain of 7. And Trey Walker, who is 10th on the career receiving list at San Jose State. He's 5th in the country this year in receiving yards per game, 114.3 entering the night. Walker now in motion, blitz coming. Josh Love is hit as he throws, and he throws over the middle for Bailey Gaither, batted down and deflected into the air, incomplete.
Okay, so Bailey Gaither, 2 catches on the night. That one hits him right in the hands. We go back to these last couple weeks. It came down to little tiny things. And it's little tiny things like this where the ball's a little bit behind you if you're Bailey Gaither, but at the same time your quarterback's getting slaughtered. The ball hits you in the left shoulder pad or right shoulder pad, you got to make the grab.
Yeah, it's very clear that Fresno State is throwing the house at Josh Love tonight. Love wheels out and rolls, throws on the run. Coming back is Bailey Gaither at the 25-yard line. He'll make the catch for 1st down yardage and then run out of play. A gain of 7 for San Jose State and a 1st down.
Great changeup pitch there by Kevin McGivern. Just ran a little play action. As you said, they were throwing the kitchen sink, all the accoutrements for a sink at Josh Love. And by running that play action, you get a little bit of time to get that ball out.
He's got DeJean Packer to the right side and Josh Love in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Love waiting to take the shotgun snap, clapping the hands together, and now we'll look to the sideline. 5 seconds on the play clock. He's got to move here. 4, 3, now 2, now 1. Just does get it off in time. Love holds up, fires over the middle behind his receiver, and just reaching the left hand back is Bailey Gaither. Knocked it down completely, stopped the momentum of the ball, and nearly held on to it, but it falls incomplete.
Well, the other part is on Bailey Gaither on that deep look-in route right there. You got to read the coverage in front of you Josh Love threw it behind him because if you threw it in front of him, that linebacker, I've been saying, they've been sneaking wide here the last couple weeks trying to get under that route. So you got to slow down and catch the ball.
It was Juju Hughes behind him, and now the handoff to Packer. Packer following the Osland block up the middle of the field, weaving his way forward for 4 yards to the 28-yard line. It's 3rd down and 6 for the Spartans with 12:42 remaining in the second quarter.
Great job by DJP there, Dejon Packer, on that run, really hitting the gas and finding contact. Ran that one, had the right tempo on the run, if you will.
3rd down and 6 from the 28-yard line, moving right to left, 14-3. Bulldogs with the lead. Love holding the hands high, takes the waist-high snap, now looks to the near side, airs out a deep ball near side for Hamilton. Hamilton reaching up to make the catch at the 35-yard line and is pushed out of play at the 30.
Boy, a long ball down the left side. Isaiah Hamilton just dropping the hammer, getting behind coverage, and that was the call of the game. Brought to you by KKSF 910, the new home of San Jose State football. Real Talk 910. Thinks forward.
Isaiah Hamilton has been tremendous this year in his freshman campaign for the Spartans, and that play gets the Spartans down to the 28-yard line for Hamilton, who has been even better over the last 6 games, where he has 26 receptions and 505 yards, including 4 scores. Now back to the ground is Dejon Packer getting into the secondary, nearly busting it free, tripped up at the 20-yard line by Evan Williams, and dropped after a gain of 9 at the 19.
Boy, here's your answer if you're San Jose State. Remember, just 3 points on the board via Matt Mercurio's new scholarship foot. Need 1 in the end zone here, need 6.
Spartans into the SEFCU red zone for the second time tonight. 11:24 remaining in the second quarter. Here comes another blitz, and it's a handoff. Now a reverse out to the near side comes the very speedy Isaiah Hamilton, and Isaiah Hamilton nearly got to the edge on the near side, but the Spartans, after all of that, needing just 1 yard, do not get it on 3rd and 1 now. Aaron Mosby making the stop.
And we go back to that run game. You got 1 yard. Just go get it.
Just go get it.
Just go get 1. You don't need to go.
But that tells you where the run game is if they're running a reverse from
but you
their
don't
running
need to
back.
go. You don't need to go east and west to go north and south here. Go get it.
3rd down and 1 from the 19-yard line. Love adjusts Packer to the right side. He turns and he hands off to Packer. Packer right up the middle, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage and falls. Did not get enough for the first down. They mark this one about a half-yard shy. And I go back to that reverse. I mean, you try the belly dive twice. You'd hope that you'd get a yard.
And a half would get you 1. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, well,
the offense will stay on the field now on 4th and 1 from the 19-yard line. Love is out of the shotgun. Packer again to his right. Derek Deason motion left to right. Low snap, handoff to Packer. Packer over to the right side. Met at the line of scrimmage. Driven back, and it does not look like he's got enough. Fresno State with Chris Gaston standing him up, pushing him back, and we'll see where the forward progress nets him, but it is not enough. Fresno State will take over on downs.
Oh my gosh. You know, a low snap
3
there.
tries.
Yeah, low snap there. Josh Love kind of bailed that play out. That's tough to handle if you're a quarterback and able to get that ball handed off. But San Jose State not able to go 1 yard.
And you have 3 chances to do it.
Yeah.
That's debilitating right there from San Jose State's perspective. 14-3. Bulldogs with the lead, 10:02 remaining in the second quarter. We'll step aside from SEFCU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Back inside SEFCU Stadium, rain continues to fall here tonight. 10:02 remaining in the second quarter. The Bulldogs 14, the Spartans 3. San Jose State failing to get just a single yard on 3 consecutive tries. They turn it over on downs at the 19-yard line of Fresno State.
Well, and again, San Jose State with a backup center in there as Kyle Hoppy went down with that injury, but that low snap, Josh Love kind of bailed it out and able to get his hands on the ball, but got it to Dejon Packer, and Dejon kind of worked it sideways versus straight ahead, and just inexplicable. Again, 3 shots to go 1 yard and stay on the field because you need touchdowns to win games.
Yeah.
You know,
and we've seen it far too often this year where the Spartans, because they can't get that yard, are forced to run some type of play that's a little more complex than just the simplicity of going straight up the middle and getting yourself a yard.
Yeah, it's just it puts the whole system in a bind. That is for sure.
Well, it gives Fresno State the ball back with a 14-3 lead and 10:02 remaining in the second quarter. Pistol formation is Ronnie Rivers back into the game for the Bulldogs at the running back position. They've got a single receiver to either side. Ball set on the far hash. Snap taken, fake of a handoff. Holding to throw is Rana. Lots of time. Lobs it over to the far side, and diving after it was Jay Leonard. Nearly intercepted it. Had a hand on it, incomplete.
Boy, and Rana got just whacked when he let it go. Slow to get up, but is going to get up.
Rana in his senior season. Hey, you're right. He got plastered to the turf after that hit.
Yeah, that's one of those, you're 23 years old, you're fifth-year senior, you're going, yeah, this is a lot of fun. Give me some more.
Cold nights.
Cold night. You're going, God,
this is great.
Good to exit stage left at some point.
Second down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Quick out now to the 25-yard line. Juking a couple of steps and making his way upfield is Zane Pope, the slot receiver, and gains 10 yards for the first down.
Well, that slot receiver just with good push there after he made the catch. Able to shove that ball ahead, get that first down, move the sticks.
First and 10 from the 30-yard line now. Pistol formation snap. Ronnie Rivers gets the handoff. Tries the outside edge. Still stays on his feet. Somehow wiggled free of a couple of defenders and pushed past the 35 all the way out to the 39-yard line. That play seemed to be over, but he found a way through the hole, and Jay Leonard and Tyson Parker combining on the stop. Now Reyna takes the shotgun snap again. Another handoff to Rivers. Out to the right side he comes. Avoids some contacts. Stays on his feet. Outside the numbers to the 40-yard line. Dropped at the 43. First down gain of 4. Trey Webb coming up from his safety position to make the hit.
Boy, Ronnie Rivers just kind of a guy they're building this thing around while they don't get spectacular quarterback play this year.
Right.
Pretty impressive.
And he's a guy that he is so hard to hit in the backfield. I mean, the loss of yards that he's had this year has been minimal. He's just running downhill and gaining positive yards every time he's out there. First and 10 from the 45 now. Another fake of a handoff. Ran out to throw near side. Reaching back to try and get to that ball was Darian Grimm. Over his head, incomplete into the Spartan bench. Ronnie Rivers, by the way, over 100 yards on the ground already. As a flag comes in, and we'll get the call here from Brad Van Vark.
Ineligible player downfield, offense number 50. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
And no, that's not thunder you're hearing. That's just the wind into the poor microphone of Brad Van Vark, who.
Well, you know, going back to Ronnie Rivers, obviously he was a lock at Fresno State. His dad was a legacy.
Yeah.
Openly, that's where he wanted to go, and was recruited, but not highly recruited. And you think about, you know, the recruiting pipeline as we talk about that tonight, you know, going into next year. You get a difference maker like that at running back. That's a big deal for your offense.
First and 15 now. Fake to Hokett. Now they'll check it down to Hokett at the 40-yard line. He is hit right there one-on-one by Rico Tolfree, who pushes him out of play. Tolfree and Hokett having some words exchanged after that contact.
What's interesting, Hokett makes the catch, gets whacked, doesn't even move backwards, and then the jawing begins.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to whack a guy, you better knock him backwards if you're going to give him an earful, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, you would know best as a former linebacker.
Well, you don't
right?
say anything. You just get back up,
just
whack
go.
him again next time. But, like,
second down and 13. Rena to throw. Rena pump fakes. Tosses it underneath to Ronnie Rivers to the 45-50. Breaks a tackle to the 40 of San Jose State. Still on his feet all the way to the 35. And what a burst of speed. It took him 2 steps to get up to full stride. And Tyson Parker finally getting to him and pulling him down from behind.
Reyna wanted to play fast, threw that thing underneath the defender.
Reyna takes the snap again, hands off to Rivers, bounces out to the left side, tries to shuffle inside the hash marks. He's dropped down at the 33-yard line after just a gain of 2.
You know, you go back to that previous play, we talk about all those arm angles, and that's basically, you watch Mahomes play tomorrow, he'll throw different angles, which is something you haven't seen traditionally in football. Now you're seeing a lot of quarterbacks adopt that, and Reyna, under some pressure, had to throw it underneath the defender, and Rivers just off to the races with it.
2nd down and 8 from the 33-yard line with 7:20 remaining in the second quarter. Bulldogs leading 14-3. The other thing about Arena is that he doesn't have that traditional follow-through like you see a lot of quarterbacks have. They drag the right leg around and follow through. He just gets rid of it. Steps there, gets rid of it.
Yeah, he's like a third baseman throwing to second base to turn two, both feet in the ground, sling that ball out of there and get it out of there quick.
With 7 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Fresno State calling for their first timeout of the half. 14-3, they lead it. Bulldogs on top. And driving on a 2nd down and 8 from the 33 of San Jose State when we come back to SJSU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Back inside SJSU Stadium, 14-3. Bulldogs with the lead over San Jose State. 7:11 remaining in the second quarter on a rainy night in San Jose.
Anytime you're rocking Macho Man,
I mean, that's
all
what fires you up.
That's all A+ stuff right there. Not all car loans are the same at SJSU. You'll enjoy better rates and personal service. Plus, we won't add costly fees or penalties like other lenders. Whether you're ready to buy or get a better deal on your existing loan, apply today at SJSU.com/better. As they throw some of these former Fresno State, San Jose State coaches up on the screen. If you're watching this from home and you're talking about Mike Martz, he was at San Jose State. Dennis Erickson, he was at San Jose State and Fresno State. These guys all coaching at both of these schools over the years.
There are a lot of names that have come out of both of these programs, went on for great success, whether it be in the NFL or coaching in college. And a long, storied history between these two programs. This is the 83rd meeting between the schools. And it's, for the most part, been close throughout the history. 42 wins for the Bulldogs, 37 for the Spartans, and 3 ties in the previous 82 matchups. 2nd down and 8 coming out of the timeout from the Bulldogs from the 33-yard line of San Jose State. Fresno State on top, 14-3. Poke it to the right side of Reyna, drops back to throw on a 3-step drop, holding, eludes some pressure. He fumbles the football. Cade Hall got to him, and now a scramble for it near the 40-yard line. A dog pile, several bodies trying to dive on top of the football. Who has it is the question when the dust settles. Cade Hall got in there and knocked the ball free of the grasp of Reyna, and still no indication as to who has it. And they're clearing things out, and it appears as though Fresno State has recovered.
Yeah, looking at a replay here, Reyna trying to work that pocket, just one hand on the ball. Cade Hall wisely knocked it out of there, and then the rugby scrum ensued. Man, you do not want to be at the bottom of those fumble piles like that. A lot of pinching going on, I'll be honest with you.
A lot of tough stuff. Dante Bull fell on top of it for Fresno State. 3rd down and 13 now for the Bulldogs. Ran it to throw. 3-step drop. Looks over the middle. Steps up into the pocket. Hit. He avoids some contact. Stays on his feet. Fires deep downfield. Incomplete as a penalty marker comes in near the tackle box. And Reyna taking another hit as he tried to deliver that ball on target. Incomplete. And what is the call?
Got to be a hold, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's in that
right
area right now.
Holding. 9. That penalty is declined. Picks up 4th down.
And the penalty is declined, so the Spartans elect to take the down rather than the yardage. And that'll bring out the punt unit for Fresno State. Blake Susik, who has punted 44 times this year for an average of 44.2. His first punt of the night. Izell and Gaither ready to receive this kick, and a low rugby-style kick that bounces at the 10-yard line, rolls, hits off a Fresno State special teams player, and is downed all the way at the 2-yard line. Very nice job by Jamal Gillespie, downing that punt for Fresno State and pinning the Spartans deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line with 6:13 to play in the second quarter. They're saying an illegal touch here will bring it back at the 9-yard line. So they'll adjust that back to the 9. It's not as long for the Spartans to go, but still almost a full field ahead of them with 6:13 left.
I was trying to channel a little positive mojo, figuring that Fresno State started on that 2-yard line on their first drive, went 98 yards.
They did.
Thinking maybe you could replicate that if you were San Jose State. You know, we were talking about points and run game and all those different things. You know, you take it, and we got a break we got to go out on here in just a second. When we come back on the other side of that break, we'll talk about Wyoming and their numbers. 347 yards of total offense per game, but 218 rushing per game, which really burns clock. They don't score a ton of points, but if they keep the ball out of your hands, they don't need to score a ton of points, and here they are, bowl eligible with 7 wins.
It's a defensive game for them, and they've done it beautifully to get themselves eligible once again. 6:13 remaining in the second quarter, 14-3. Bulldogs with the lead. We'll have more Spartan football when we return to SFQ Stadium. You're listening to Spartan football from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson back with you from SFQ Stadium, 14-3. Bulldogs with the lead on a windy, cold night in San Jose. Rain falling down and some brave fans in attendance with ponchos, with umbrellas, hoodies.
Yeah, we had a poncho that worked from our right to our left, south to the north, blew down onto the field.
It gained
went airborne.
It gained about 60 yards.
Yeah, went airborne about 40 feet, then came down in the north end zone there.
I mean, it wasn't the black cat on Monday Night Football, but it was close.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
14-3, Bulldogs with the lead. And San Jose State will have a 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. Standing in the shotgun with his heels on the 3-yard line is Josh Love. He sends Trey Walker in motion. He drops back to throw, holds up in the pocket, checks it down over to the far side. In some space on that flat is Walker, but he can't get around the first level of defense. He stopped at the 10-yard line by Jaron Bryant. And that was his 4th reception of the game. Remember, Trey Walker, he's a player for San Jose State, missed 2 games, so he's only played now in his 10th game of the year, but he's 6th in program history, the 6th player in program history to go over 1,000 yards this season. Did that last game against UNLV, 2nd down and 9 from the 10. Love with the blitz coming. He has to get rid of it quickly. He throws and it's deflected into the air and incomplete. Into the end zone it goes. Justin Rice on the edge, uncontested with his blitz, just jumped right in front of the pass to knock it down. And Justin Rice is having a Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year type season. Came into the year game with 108 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, 7 pass breakups. He's been great.
Yeah, I know, runs around, makes a lot of plays for this Bulldog defense.
3rd down and 9 from the 10-yard line. Low snap from Love and another blitz coming. He rolls out to the right side, hit, throws while in the end zone, and he's brought down, and this will be a safety. Josh Love was down by Dorzell Hicks in the end zone. Justin Rice was there as well, and Josh Love could not avoid the mad rush from the Bulldog defense. It is a safety, and Fresno State will add on to their lead at 16-3.
Boy, you talked about them throwing the kitchen sink. They threw the kitchen sink plus the faucet at Josh Love right there. The blitz got home. Josh just trying to do something out of the end zone. Knew he was going to get a safety, so flicked it out of there, hoping he'd kind of catch a call, but not able to get it done.
And not to just keep pouring it on, but again, the run game, you're at the 9-yard line to start. You got to get some breathing room, so if you run a shotgun formation type of play, which the Spartans do with Josh Love, that's what they've excelled at all year long. If you run a shotgun play like that, you have that risk, but if you can run it out and get 2-3 yards, you give a little bit more breathing room for Josh.
Yeah, or heaven forbid 4, and you're looking at a 2nd down and 6, and you're out of the shadow of that goalpost. Again, the other part is, too, you kind of think about that play call, nothing really underneath, right? And so if you're going to throw that deep stuff, it's going to be a deep drop.
Right.
A deep drop when you're snapping from the 8-yard line is going to be into your end zone.
Well, now Alex Galland will be forced to free kick this ball. He does have the wind at his back, so there is that. Galland has had to do this now twice this year. This is the 2nd time. Galland will drop this one and kick it away, and it's a good one. It angles over to the far sideline, bounces near the 26-yard line, and then goes out of play, and a flag will come in. And remember, it is not a punt, so if you kick it out of play, in this instance, it's like a kickoff, and it is a penalty. So that'll put it out to the 35-yard line.
And how do you win on special teams in a game like this with weather, as the weather kind of cranks up again? I guess we're seeing showers here.
Is that showers officially, or is it rain? I mean, the only way I can tell that it's raining if I look at the light posts, right? And you can see it just really whipping from right to left.
And remember, on that free kick after a safety, it actually puts the ball at the 50 on the out-of-bounds kick.
Excuse me. I said 35. I stand corrected. Now at the 50-yard line, so at midfield. And it's Rivers. Rivers up the middle along the near side hash, or rather far side hash, and he pushes out to the 46-yard line. Tyson Parker makes the stop, 4-yard gain. Man, I mean, that wind is really whipping right now. And you can tell by the way that the rain is falling, just heavy wind. Play action fake on second down, and rolling is Reyna, dumps it off underneath, and making a man miss is the third-level tight end, Juan Rodriguez. And he moves out to the 40-yard line, at least close to it, near a first down. Juan Rodriguez out of Portola, California. Portola probably under some heavy snow at this point in time. 3rd down and 1. Pistol formation. Rivers the handoff. Bounces out to the left side. Hit real hard right at the line of scrimmage by Silosi Latu.
Yeah, Silosi celebrating senior night tonight. Busting through there, making a nice play. Be interesting to see here what Jeff Tedford does. Looks like he's going to send his punt team out onto the field.
Yeah, they need just
They gave up a couple yards there.
They needed 1 on that 3rd down, but now it's 4th and 3, and so the punt unit will come out. And a nice stand by the Spartan defense after facing Fresno State from midfield with 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. It's 16-3. Fresno State with the lead here in this first half. And this is a punt going into the wind, currently gusting at 39 miles an hour. The punt is a low, wobbling kick, bouncing at the 20 or 15-yard line and angling past Brandon Izell inside the 10, down at the 7.
Okay, so I've been triggered. You're back to return a punt in bad weather with wind gusts 30-plus miles per hour, and you take a stab at that ball like you're going to short hop it.
Right.
Inside your own 10. There's only one thing that's going to happen there, and it's going to be bad. You get away from the ball. We got to graduate from some JV kind of plays here on special teams. It's going to hurt you bad at some point.
And that ball, you never know what's going to happen on that bounce. So you could call for the fair catch and just cut your bait and take your losses. Anyway, 16-3, Bulldogs with the lead. 3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the second quarter. We'll step aside once again from SEFCU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Back inside SEFCU Stadium, 3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the first half. Bulldogs with the lead, 16-3. Spartans with a nice job defensively holding from midfield after the Bulldogs forcing the safety of Josh Love. And San Jose State doing a nice job limiting the Bulldogs, forcing the punt on 3 and out. Now the Spartans again face another long field ahead. 1st and 10 from the 7 coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, taking a little stab here at stats. Fresno State 245 yards of offense with 3:52 to play in the first half. Remember, they had 172 at the quarter break. San Jose State 181 yards of offense. They had 117 at the first quarter break.
Well, when you talk about the 2 senior quarterbacks, Reyna 11 of 17, 136 yards. Josh Love, 11 of 16, 146 yards. So similar there, but the difference has been the inability to score from within the red zone. And Ronnie Rivers has been a big difference as well in this game on the ground for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we just keep beating that run game to death, but boy, it sure makes a big difference if you can load up that run game. You can sure kind of control field position and also burn clock.
3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the first half. Spartans on the football. A 1st and 10 from their own 7-yard line, moving right to left in their blue uniforms. Love out of the shotgun. He hands off to Robinson. Robinson right up the middle along the far side hash. Maybe got a yard before he ran into Wyland Free, the safety making the hit.
All right, important to get out of this end zone right here. Of course, you got the wind at your back too. Remember, second half it'll be Fresno State football to start things out.
Yeah, they deferred after winning the opening coin toss. 16-3 Bulldogs with the advantage. They've been blitzing all night against Josh Love. They're showing it again. Now they rush 3. Love has some time to throw, airs it out to the near side. Looking behind coverage was Isaiah Hamilton, and it's incomplete. And Juju Hughes had a hand on that football at the 45-yard line for Fresno State, but it's incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 9.
Boy, 2 drives ago, remember, it was Isaiah Hamilton down that left sideline just like that. Just wasn't able to get behind coverage. The Fresno State defender kind of had a little bit of leverage on him there.
There's several individual performances this year from the Bulldog defense that has been real impressive. And when you talk about the Bulldogs individually, Justin Rice and Juju Hughes probably at the top of the list for Fresno State. 3rd down and 9 from the 8-yard line for San Jose State. Love in the shotgun. DeJon Packer back in there. Here comes the blitz and another deep ball over to the far side of the field. And this one nearly intercepted. Jumping up to try and make the catch at the 50-yard line in front of Bailey Gaither was Evan Williams. And perhaps if you ask Williams, he would say he needs to make that catch, but it's incomplete at the 50-yard line, and now punting from deep within his own end zone will be Alex Gallen.
Yeah, Williams kind of upset with himself. I think he kind of misjudged it there with the wind. I think he kind of moved that ball on him a little bit because he was trying to high point it and actually had to go down low after he went airborne. But San Jose 4 of 9 on 3rd down after that.
Galland punting from 4 yards deep in his own end zone. Ronnie Rivers taking this ball at the 45 to the 50. 40 of San Jose State. Cuts back to the 30. He springs free to the 20-yard line, and he's brought down by Galland of San Jose State. The punter making the touchdown-saving tackle at the 19-yard line as Ronnie Rivers, with just an extreme burst of speed, got right through the special teams unit of San Jose State and nearly busted it for a score.
Wow, yeah, good news for Alex Galland. He's able to make that play. I think if Rivers stays to the right there, he makes it all the way into the south end zone.
And also on that play, Cam Alexander, a big part of the stop as the last man standing in front of Ronnie Rivers. So now a golden opportunity for Fresno State to add on to their 16-3 lead with 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the first half. 1st and 10. And it is Rena handing off to the left side. Rivers bouncing off of contact at the 15-yard line. Stays on his feet, keeps him churning as he moves out to the left side and is brought down after a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards.
Boy, that short field isn't a fun thing here if you're the San Jose State defense. Remember, Fresno's got 2 timeouts left as they work this clock.
Fresno State right back on the football, and they hand off to Rivers again. Rivers through a hole on the right side, runs right up the middle of the field, inside the 10-yard line, has a first down to the 7.
Boy, Rivers on that belly sweep, fresh set of downs here inside the 10, and Fresno will just kind of burn this clock.
Ronnie Rivers, after you count off that run, well over 100 yards rushing in this first half.
Remember, Fresno with the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 10 seconds now remaining in the first. Hokett checks in to the left side of Rena. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right side, a single tight end off the left side of the line. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Here's the handoff to Hokett. Hokett tries to plow his way forward, lowering his pad level and pushing to the 6-yard line where the Spartans stack him up for a gain of 1. Fajoko and Kyle Harmon in there to fill up the gap. Spartans will make a couple of substitutions here as Hokett to the right side of Rena. High snap to Rena, and fumbling the handoff is Hokett diving right on top of it. Jay Leonard tried to knife his way through there to get to that ball, but wisely from Hokett, the senior, as soon as he saw that he fumbled that touch, he just dove right on top of it, never tried to do anything more.
You know, one of the things you'll try to do at running back is have 2 different-looking running backs. Hokett 6'1", 225, Ronnie Rivers 5'8", 183. That keeps your linebackers working with a different rhythm, right? Because they got to tackle 2 different running backs with 2 different running styles. One of the things you'll kind of run into if you got a 6'1" tailback versus a 5'8" tailback, sometimes that mesh point gets a little sloppy. And I think that's what you saw right there. And it seems like Tedford's going to use one of those 2 timeouts he's got left.
Yeah, Tedford's going to wind this clock down to just 1 second on the play clock. Burn the timeout at 52 seconds, which is a wise play. He's got a 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line. So he knows that if he doesn't get in here, he can run some more time off the clock and essentially give the Spartans just maybe 10 seconds if nothing happens or just a field goal is made from the Bulldogs, who lead at 16-3.
Well, and again, this weather still definitely an issue here. Rain coming down and working into that that headwind. And, man, things look like they're going to kind of continue the same way here. We haven't really differentiated between rain and showers. That just means a lot of water.
Right. It's still coming down, and fortunately that wind hasn't shifted into our press box. It is still a wind that's blowing from south to north right now, as I probably should be knocking on some wood at some point, but we'll pay for that later perhaps.
Yeah, you just called it on us right there.
All right, out of the timeout, 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Renna in the shotgun with Hoka to his right side. They'll send a wide receiver in motion, a fake of a handoff to Rivers. Now they'll dump it off down low, and with some blocking ahead, it's the tight end, Jared Rice, making the catch and plowing his way forward, very close to the goal line. We'll see where they down this ball. It's down at the 1. Right on the football, quickly go Fresno State on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, and it's Reyna trying to push forward on a quarterback keeper, and he's not going to get it. San Jose State holds him.
Great work there by the San Jose State defense. Remember, they were defending a short field. Ronnie Rivers brought that ball all the way back to the 20-yard line, and that defense looked like they were on skates for a little bit there, and then finally got their heels in the ground and able to get off the field, giving up no points. Kind of an interesting call there by Tedford. A quarterback sneak from 3 yards out. That's a pretty hefty run between your guard and your center in a goal line defense.
Especially with 1 timeout remaining. Why not just call a timeout and then think about it? I mean, you kick the field goal, you make it a 19-3 game. I guess you go for the jugular, I guess.
You got a guy like Ronnie Rivers with 113 yards on 13 carries.
Yeah.
I'd probably snap one off to him versus Jorge Reyna.
Another long way ahead for Josh Love, who's under center from the 1-yard line, turns and hands off to Packer. Packer bounces out to the left side across the 5-yard line, and he's cut down by Fresno State with 23 seconds remaining. It's a gain of 5 for DeJon Packer.
So that's that run game you're talking about in terms of getting out of trouble here in the shadow of your own end zone. And probably seen our last play here of the first half.
Josh Love, there is 8 seconds left, but the Spartan offense is making their way off of the field, and that'll send things into halftime with Fresno State ahead 16-3 over San Jose State. Stay tuned. We'll have our Zoom Pizza halftime show coming your way in a few moments. We'll have a couple of special guests from the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department joining us as well. They're today's game sponsor here in San Jose tonight. It's a 16-3 Bulldogs lead over San Jose State. Zoom Pizza halftime show coming up right after this. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. 16-3, Bulldogs with the lead in this rivalry game over San Jose State at the midway point of play. Welcome into the Zoom Pizza halftime show. Pizza that blows your mind, not your wallet. Zoom Pizza is delivering high-quality pizza for a lot less dough. Try one of their large cheese or pepperoni pizzas for only $9.99. They also offer monthly specialty pizzas like Bacon Me Crazy. Download the Zoom Pizza app or visit ZUMEpizza.com to order today. We'll get going on the Zoom Pizza halftime show in a moment, but first let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Spartan Football Radio Network from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson back with you from SEFCU Stadium. Well, tonight's game sponsor is the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department, and we're pleased to have in the broadcast booth with us not only a couple of members of the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department, but a couple of former Spartan players as well. We have Sergeant Fortino and Deputy Richardson. Guys, thanks so much for joining. Now, you picked a rough one to come out to in the elements.
Yeah, thanks for having us. But it's a cold one out here for sure.
Well, maybe let's go through you and maybe your playing days as the Spartan, and tell us about your careers in the Sheriff's Department.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm Sergeant Fortino with the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department. Been with the department roughly 13 years. Was a student athlete here back in 91, 92. You know, it was great experience. Really set me up to who I became in my career now, where discipline, structure, teamwork.
Yeah.
It's something I found within the department. Same thing.
And Deputy Richardson?
Yes, sir. It's amazing to be back here, first of all. It's been 20 years since I've put hats
flashbacks,
on.
huh?
Yes, a lot of flashbacks. But I'm always welcome here. I feel great to be here. Been with the department 14 years. Graduated in Department of Administration of Justice back in 2004. 2003, I'm sorry about that. But thank you guys for having us.
Yeah. So maybe tell us a little bit about your Spartan career here. What years did you say you played?
99 through 02.
And defensive line, is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir. It was a junior college transfer here.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so played a couple seasons, huh?
Yes, sir. Oh,
What are some of the memories that you have in a Spartan uniform?
opening up against Nebraska. Oh, actually, we were on the team that beat TCU here back in.
Oh, you were on that
Yes.
team. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a morning game, right?
Yes,
A little
yes.
breakfast at Spartan Stadium at the time. Right on, yeah.
They had Thomas in that year, so.
That's right. That's right. And Sergeant Fortino, what were your playing years?
Yeah, my years were 91, 92.
Okay.
And big game for us was we played down in the swamp, Florida Gators. We held our own for a while, but it was a little too long of a game.
That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah. And then we had a big win against a Big Ten team, Minnesota. Beat them up there in the Metrodome. That was a big win for us. And both years I was here, we were 7-4. We had great years.
Yeah, good seasons.
Yeah, it was good.
Talking with a couple of members of the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department. They're the game sponsor for this one. And I noticed over in the corner of SJSU Stadium, you had some set up there. There were a couple of squad cars. There was another, I don't know if that was a SWAT vehicle or what it was, but a nice display over there for some of the members of the community to see. Is that part of the engagement you guys are trying to give to the community?
Yeah,
Yes,
so people come through and see how the bomb squad works, the CERT team, all that. But like you said, with the weather going today, it was a little rough over there for them. Yeah, a little tough.
Yeah, well, maybe talk a little bit about the partnership. I don't know how much you can go into detail, but it is nice to have members of the Sheriff's Department come back, in your case, alum, come back and work with the community on an event like this.
Yes, and if anybody has any questions, you can go to gosheriff.org. Please go to gosheriffs.org. We're actively recruiting great men and women, so please go to gosheriffs.org.
We're talking with a couple of members of the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department, Sergeant Fortino and Deputy Richardson. All right, let me get your opinion of the games. Now, we got a couple of former players here.
Yeah.
Kevin and I were going over some of the things you guys, I think, were listening near the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Obviously, a 16-3 Fresno State lead. What are your impressions of the game here?
We're going to start scoring for sure. I wish we could have got in those times. Going for a field goal was fine, but then that 4th and 1, you got it. Looks like we're going to have to score some points tonight, and I really like to see it. All year I've been watching, it's been an exciting team this year. So hopefully Love can open up a little bit and start going downfield a little more.
There it is, expert analysis right there.
Yeah, right.
All right, good stuff. Well, guys, we appreciate the time, and thank you for serving
Thanks
our
for
community.
having
We
us.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sergeant
Thanks
Fortino
for
and
coming
Deputy
by.
Richardson from the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department. We'll take a break here on the Zoom Pizza halftime show, 16-3. Bulldogs with the lead. More from SJSU Stadium right after this. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson back with you from SJSU Stadium, 16-3. Bulldogs with the lead at the midway points of play. Welcome back into the Zoom Pizza halftime show from SJSU Stadium, and nice visit from a couple of Sheriff's Department members here. And it's always nice to. I've never felt more safe. First of all, you got two sheriff's deputies and you got two former linemen in San Jose State's history, and yeah, it was pretty fun to have them on. And when you look at this game, Kevin, Spartans need to get going on offense. This is an offense that averages 31 points per game. A lot of that due to the fact that Josh Love has been able to carry the weight in the passing game. But tonight, in the tough conditions, passing has been more of a challenge. And because of that, the Spartans have been able to get going with the ground game.
Yeah, for sure. Just 41 yards rushing here at halftime. And going back to our guests, number one, they're big. Number two, they're in uniform. I kind of looked over my shoulder, thought, man, where did I park, right? Got to get that obligatory joke in there. But, yeah, San Jose State, 41 yards rushing. And for Fresno State, 113 of those yards from Ronnie Rivers for Fresno State. 146 passing for Josh Love, 11 of 18 for 146. No touchdowns, no interceptions. And Fresno State, 148 in the air. Jorge Reyna, 13 of 19 for 148, one touchdown. He does have the one interception, the takeaway by Jay Leonard, but it has been all about that run game. Time of possession about even, 15-29 for San Jose State and 14-31 for Fresno State. But, if you can't run the ball, you can't move the chains, and you can't score in the red zone, and that's definitely been the case with San Jose State. So, it's going to come down to who runs the ball the best here in the second half.
Yeah. Well, and you look at it and the parallels for Fresno State and San Jose State throughout the latter part of the season. I mean, a lot of close games for both of these teams and a lot of games that both teams haven't been able to push through. But in this first half, you look at the numbers, and they're very similar between Josh Love and Jorge Reyna in terms of the passing completions and the yards overall. But the big difference, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, but the run game. And then when the Spartans get into the red zone, maybe because of that run game, the inability to get a first down or move the ball more, and I go back to that sequence where the Spartans had 3 chances to try and get 1 yard and couldn't do it. They turn it over on downs. And the other side, in that first quarter, where the Spartans are forced to kick a field goal after getting into the red zone and not being able to get another first down. But it boils down to that run game just not being able to get small yardage gains. And you look at the red zone numbers, both teams are 1 of 2, but the one for the Bulldogs is a touchdown. The one for the Spartans is a field goal. There's a safety mixed in there against San Jose State, and it just gives that field position to Fresno State the ultimate advantage. And even though maybe the numbers don't look in favor heavily of Fresno State, it was a first half that was dominated by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it really was. And the passing game kind of eerily similar. If you look at San Jose State, 5 receivers in the action, 11 catches, and for Fresno State, 6 receivers in the action, 13 receptions amongst those 6 guys. So, yeah, it really comes down to moving that ball on offense via the run game. And if you can average 6.1 yards per carry versus 2.4, that's going to give you a marked advantage at the break, especially in a game with rain and showers, and a combination of the two here as that rain and showers keep blowing through.
16-3, Bulldogs with the lead over San Jose State here at halftime. We'll take a break on the Zoom Pizza halftime show. More from SJSU Stadium, including the kickoff of the second half when we return to San Jose. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Very happy to have you along here tonight from SJSU Stadium. 16-3, Bulldogs with the advantage at the midway point of play on our Zoom Pizza halftime show. And we get a chance to look at some of the numbers and some of the scores from around the Mountain West Conference as we head into the bowl season. And we always like to keep you updated on those scores throughout the day. And we reported the final scores from earlier today. Utah State over New Mexico. A big win for the Aggies to make them 7-5. And it feels like some 6-win teams this year are going to be left out in college football. But Utah State, a 38-25 win over New Mexico. UNLV, an overtime win over Nevada. The Fremont Cannon will be painted red. And UNLV comes away with an overtime win, 33-30. UNLV 4-8 to finish their season, 7-5 for the Wolfpack. 20-6 Air Force over Wyoming, as Air Force with their 10th win of the year. 10-2 are the Falcons. 13-3 San Diego State over BYU. So go figure. Boise State loses to BYU, their only loss of the year. San Diego State gets the best of the Cougars, 13-3 tonight. And just about to kick off not that long from now will be Army and Hawaii out on the islands. As Hawaii destined for a Mountain West Conference championship matchup with Boise State next week in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, and Boise with that 31-24 win yesterday in Kansas Stadium back in Fort Collins, Colorado. That thing was waist high in snow. I don't know if you
that
saw
bad,
it.
huh?
Oh, it was unbelievable. Well, there was no snow yesterday, but it snowed earlier in the week, and they literally carved out the seats from about the 35-yard line in and just left everything else blanketed in snow.
Wow.
Pretty crazy looking stuff. And then, long as we're going weather, it's been updated. Rain/wind for the foreseeable future till 1 a.m. this morning. So it's going to continue to come down, and the wind's going to continue to blow.
So drive home safe.
Yes.
Whenever you may, because it's going to continue here.
Yeah.
In
So,
San Jose.
we were talking about Josh Love passing game, a little tougher to throw the ball in this kind of weather. So that's gonna continue to happen. So you're just gonna have to fight through it in terms of the passing game, and you're gonna have to play some sharp defense to start this second half, because Fresno will get the ball to start things out.
We keep getting the in-house feed from ESPN of the north end zone camera. That's the direction the wind is blowing. And I don't know if they've used that camera at all in this game, because it is just completely covered in water right now.
Yeah, just completely covered up. Pretty crazy. So
San Jose State trailing at halftime, 16-3 to the Fresno State Bulldogs here from SJSU Stadium tonight. And this is a game that, in terms of bowls, does not factor into that. San Jose State and Fresno State both entering the night with just 4 wins on the year. Fresno State, they were the Mountain West Conference champion last season. And that was the first time since 2001 that the reigning champion in the Mountain West Conference has not made a bowl game.
Yeah.
Fresno State's 3-time Mountain West Conference champion ever since joining the league back in 2012. A team that has seen their share of ups and downs. They've lost 2 games by less than 3 points, 4 games by less than 8 points, and 6 of their losses by less than 10. So they feel as though they're a team that, you talk about the margin of error and razor thin as it is for Fresno State, they could very easily be the opposite record of what they are right now, 7-4, field the Bulldogs.
Yeah, exactly. Turnover bug's been tough on them, and if you remember, we were down there in 2016, and San Jose State got the 16-14 win, and that stadium was empty.
It was raining that day too, wasn't it?
I made the statement, man, these guys, it'll take them 3 years to crawl out, and I was wrong because it took them about 3 months when they hired Jeff Tedford and blasted back onto the scene in 2017, 2018, playing great football, and you were expecting pretty good things from them this year, and a couple things just haven't lined up for them correctly. It was interesting if you look at the way they started their seasons and the could-haves and should-haves and would-haves and all those different things. But they go down and play SC pretty tough, 31-23. Then they host Minnesota, a team that is playing great football right now. Row your boat is kind of their motto. But 38-35 in overtime, they lose to Minnesota. Wow. So that one comes their way. Things look a little bit different. Then they beat Sacramento State, and you say, well, why does that matter at Sacramento State? Well, Sacramento State, one of the best teams in the Big Sky this year, with a coaching change there at Sacramento State. Beat New Mexico State, lost to Air Force pretty handily, and put it on UNLV, and lost to Colorado State at home. That's probably the one that stings the most for them.
Just about ready for second half action between the Spartans and the Bulldogs. I should make a note and mention that tomorrow the men's basketball team will be in L.A. in Pauley Pavilion taking on UCLA.
Justin Allegri
and we'll have the call on TuneIn tomorrow. Shameless plug.
Right on.
5 o'clock tip-off, 4:30 pregame show tomorrow.
5 o'clock. Okay, so are you going to Fat Burger?
I don't know that I've ever been to a Fat Burger.
Oh, then there's a Fat Burger right there in Westwood.
I've been to the Hat. Have you been to the Hat?
I have not been to the Hat.
The Hat's a deli that does quote-unquote world-famous pastrami.
You got to hit Fat Burger, and then I believe it's called Diddy Reese.
Oh, I've never heard of that
Ice
either.
cream cookies.
Oh, my
freshly baked cookies.
So just what I want after a Thanksgiving calorie intake. Here's the kickoff from right to left. It's out of the back corner of the end zone and a touchback. Is a Fat Burger and a milkshake. Yeah,
because that's always been a problem with you. No, Kevin, I can't eat there. I'm watching my calories. I'm just not sure I buy that one. Yeah, get the triple X there. If you go to Fat Burger, you get a certificate if you eat the whole thing.
Oh gosh.
The triple X.
I'll reserve that for Man versus Food.
I kind of miss that show. I haven't seen that lately.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs out of the halftime break. From the 25-yard line, they move left to right in their white jerseys, red pants, and red helmets. Ran out of the shotgun, Ronnie Rivers to his right. He turns and he hands off to Rivers, waiting for the blocking to develop in front of him. He pushes forward up the middle of the field to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5 on first down.
So Ronnie Rivers, 14th carry of the evening on that carry right there. Obviously, you want to be give or take that 20-carry number, but my hunch is here in the second half, we're going to see a steady diet of number 20.
2nd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. High snap, turn, handoff, Rivers out to the left side. He pushes past the first down marker to the 35, now to the 40, and he's driven down at the 41-yard line by Jay Leonard, who's having a nice game on his final game of his junior season. Had an interception earlier, has been on several tackles in this one, but it is a first down and a gain of 11 yards. First and 10 from the 41-yard line. 2 receivers set, another handoff to Rivers. Out to the right side, busts through a hole into the secondary, past midfield to the 45 of San Jose State, and he's pulled down at the 42-yard line by Brandon Ezell. It doesn't seem like much is going to happen in front of Ronnie Rivers, but he hits the hole perfectly every time.
Yeah, he's really got that timing and then the speed to really take advantage of that gap.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line, a pump fake and a turn and a handoff on a delay to Rivers. He's out to the 40-yard line on a gain of 2.
See, now you pull Rivers out, you get him a gas. What do you have? 4 carries in a row right there.
Yeah.
You bring in Hokett, kind of a different, tailback for you to look at if you're a linebacker, right? Big, tall, lanky guy, and that kind of changes things up, changes the pitch count a little bit on the defense.
4 carries in a row that gets him 32 yards on this drive, though. Now pistol formation. Another handoff to Hokett out to the right side. Hokett got to that edge quickly, but then was hit hard by the Spartan defender. I think Vialami Fihoko was in there. D'Emmanuel Tuatali was also in there as well. And it's at the 35-yard line where he's down, a gain of 5 and a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, Josh Hokett out of Clovis High School right out there in the burbs in Fresno. And again, wrestler and football player.
Yeah, he had a scholarship to play as a wrestler coming out of high school. As a handoff to Rivers, penetration into the backfield, and he's slung to the turf by the Spartans, D'Emmanuel Tualati.
Boy, good job by Tualati finding a little gap there and getting in it. Interesting watching the kicker run out for Fresno State. It's like he's got a sore leg.
Oh, yeah?
Kind of odd.
There is a...
And check him out. He works on his right ankle there as he waits.
He's hobbling up.
It's pretty strange.
It's Susik, the punter. We do have a downed lineman for the Bulldogs. Faumatu. And he will jog off the field under his own power. But you're right. I'm watching Susek here. He's standing at the 45-yard line, a right-footed kicker, waits to get this rugby-style kick away, and does as it bounces near the 18-yard line, rolls inside the 15, and is downed at the 13-yard line of San Jose State. And he hobbles off the field again.
I don't know. Kind of kicker drama there, I guess.
Maybe he doesn't have his normal soccer shoe on, and he's upset about it for some reason.
Different color soccer shoe.
It's not neon, so maybe it's not a soccer shoe at all.
All right, need a touchdown. Your first touchdown of the night here for San Jose State.
12:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter, 16-3. Bulldogs leading, and the Spartans will have their first possession of the second half. Love out of the shotgun, turns and hands off to Packer. Packer over to the right side, bust 3 through the middle. He's to the 30, still on his feet, pushed from behind, out to the 40-yard line. And DeJean Packer with his best run of the night and the Spartans' best ground attack of the night gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Good run there by DeJean Packer. Finally hit a big one as he just works it off that right side. Big gap, gets it upfield.
29-yard gain for San Jose State's senior DeJean Packer with 12 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Here is Love in the pistol formation. He's got Packer to his back, and a wide snap was flagged down by Love, and he quickly turns around to hand it off to Packer, who makes something out of this play, but does lose a yard as Juju Hughes strings him out. Josh Love rescued that possession on a wide snap.
Boy, he did. Remember San Jose State working with their backup center on this drive. Kyle Hoppe out earlier tonight.
Yeah, Jesse Chamberlain is in there for the Spartans at the center position. Hoppe was up and moving around, but he has not returned ever since he went down earlier in the first half. 2nd down and 11 from the 41. 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Love drops back to throw. 3-man rush, heaves it over the near side, and making the catch at the 50-yard line is Trey Walker. He's spun around, still on his feet, and he's finally brought down at the 46-yard line after his 5th catch tonight. Gives the Spartans a first down. Randy Jordan makes the stop.
Well, pretty sure if you want something good to go on, get the ball in Josh Love's hands and then let him throw it to guys like Trey Walker and Bailey Gaither. A nice snag there by Trey Walker to move the chains, and Trey a little bit gimpy as he comes off.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good sign for the Spartans. He's limping his way off of the field right now. Spartans to the Fresno State side of the field, 46-yard line. Love the snap. Hand off to Robinson. Robinson with a good burst of speed. Oh, what a beautiful cut at the 40-yard line. Stays on his feet to the 35 and then runs out to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 17 and a breathtaking move from the freshman Kyrie Robinson.
Well, when you get a breathtaking move, well, we'll call that move The move of the game brought to you by S&M Moving Systems, the preferred moving partner of San Jose State Athletics.
How about that cutback from Robinson? Woo! Makes a man miss, and he put Randy Jordan on skates. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Love the snap, looks to the right, throws out to the right quickly, and at the 22-yard line, Bailey Gaither makes the catch and eludes contact, spins around his defender inside the 20, speeds out to the far side of the field inside the 10. On his 4th grab of the night, the Spartans are into the SEFQ red zone. It's a 1st and goal from the 7.
Boy, need 6 points here. Do not need a field goal. Remember, it's a little tougher to throw the ball because that field gets a little shorter, makes it easier on the defenders.
3
but
receivers.
You got to throw it in, get it in.
3 receivers to the near side, yeah. Kyrie Robinson to the right side of Love. Here's the snap, the handoff to Robinson, following the hash mark up the right side, and he plunges forward inside the 5, and he dives to the 2-yard line. Evan Williams and Kevin Atkins hanging on to the freshman running back. Robinson stays in. It's a 2nd and goal from the 2. Trips formation to the left side. Robinson, they fake the handoff. Josh Love to the left side, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, San Jose State. The 3rd rushing touchdown of the year for Josh Love. The quarterback draw, and the Spartans are into the end zone for the first time tonight.
Josh Love with that nasty plunge after he fakes that handoff, works off the left side, no defender there. Just gets his pad level down, dives over into the north end zone with the wind at his back.
Well, the Spartans on their opening drive of the second half, their best drive of the night, and it's 16-9. Here comes the extra point try from right to left from Matt Mercurio. It is on its way up, and it is good. So a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs now with 9:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Spartans are on the board with their first touchdown of the night. And with 9:43 remaining, San Jose State, a nice drive and a lot of ground attack on that drive to help the Spartans get into the end zone, whether it be from DeJohn Packer or Kyrie Robinson. Spartans doing a nice job to move the offense equally.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Way to keep that defense on its heels a little bit. And again, kind of, gives you an idea of what both teams were talking about at halftime. Obviously, Fresno State saying, hey, let's come out and run the ball. They stall out on that 6-play, 34-yard drive. And then San Jose State with a good mix there to get down and get in the end zone.
So with that, the Spartans are into the end zone, 16-10, 9:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll step aside from SEFQ Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson with you from SEFQ Stadium. 9 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. 16-10. Fresno State with the lead, but a 2-yard rushing touchdown from Josh Love capped off a 7-play, 87-yard drive in 2 minutes and 41 seconds for the Spartans to make it a 6-point game.
Well, want to thank everybody who couldn't get enough Spartan football on the weekends for joining us at the Hukilau for the Coach Brennan Show every Wednesday night. During the show, you got an in-depth preview of the upcoming opponent and got to talk with special guests throughout the season. Again, thanks to everybody who made it out there. Don't miss that Coach Brennan Show next year. That'll be every Wednesday night. And good stuff with that non-radio radio show,
That's
if
right.
you will. The wonder of the internet and the Facebook Live.
Had a fun final show. All 18 seniors showed up at the final Coach Show.
Right on.
And Randy Brown, our friend from Los Gatos Roofing, took the mic and thanked everybody. It was a very nice moment. And Gail Clute, also a Spartan donor, also gave out some presents to the fans in attendance. It was a great night.
Get some Span Wasubi for those seniors.
You know, I didn't. I don't know if they did or not. I didn't partake.
Yeah, that's, I got after that when I hosted the one night for you, but they all pointed out, we like Justin. He talks less than you.
But did your truck get hit by a skateboard is the question.
No, it didn't.
Oh, good.
That would have been a crime. I'd have gotten these 2 sheriff officers that we had here at halftime to back me up on that one.
Kickoff from right to left in with the wind at the back of Chris Wood. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
All right, this is where you get after it here. San Jose State want to grab a hold of this game. You do it right here on defense and get off the field in a couple of plays.
16-10, Fresno State leading here in the second half.
Keeping track of the bowl eligibility. Remember, 78 spots available. As of right now, 79 teams are bowl eligible.
These two teams on the field not in that category. Fresno State back to Rivers on the ground. Pushes a defender out of the way, and he stays on his feet for a 2-yard gain. Tries to push for a third, but will not get as far.
7 plays, 87 yards for San Jose State. That last drive, 2:41 off the clock. The Josh Love touchdown.
Well, Josh, and we never really talk about Josh as being a running quarterback. That was his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, so the Spartans have gone to him several times this season on the ground in close yardage situations. Rena with Rivers to his right side, takes the snap, throws out to the left, and Jared Rice, the tight end, makes the catch, and he is spun to the turf one-on-one. A nice job by Brandon Ezell to make the tackle on the big 6'5" tight end.
Good defensive play there by the San Jose State Spartans. Got a chance here to get off the field.
8:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 6-point Bulldog lead. Spartans making a couple of substitutions here as the Bulldogs change personnel on offense. 3rd down and 6 from the 29. 4 receiver option for the Bulldogs. Rana with his running back Rivers to the right side of the backfield of the shotgun formation. 3 down linemen. Rivers pointing out a linebacker. Jesse Osuna showing blitz off the edge. They rush 4. Picked up beautifully by the Bulldogs. Rena in some trouble. Wheels out to his left side. Throws on the run, and he throws it out of play, incomplete. Flag comes in late, and that was Jesse Osuna over there. And that was well after the throw had been made.
Yeah, and Reyna looks like he's hurt there as he holds his right hand. He ended up in the kicking net, kind of caught like a fish over there, but we'll get a replay at this. Again, any contact on a quarterback after he releases the ball is, yeah, now he's out of bounds and gets pushed from behind.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So, not a bad call at all, looking at the replay.
Oh, yeah.
That is a bad defensive play. You cost your defense there. You were off the field.
Well, and your number one thing, you can't hit the quarterback when he doesn't have the ball.
And he's out of bounds.
And he's out of bounds.
Silly. Just a silly play. Like, so not necessary.
And now you're going from a spot where the Bulldogs would have been punting from deep in their own territory to a spot where now they're at a first down at the 44-yard line. And that's a huge difference in a 6-point game in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah. You were off the field.
Christian Johnson makes the stop on the Rivers carry that gets him 7 yards to the 49 of San Jose State.
Right, you had pitched a 3 and out.
Yeah. After you score a touchdown. I mean, that's exactly what you want, to hold the momentum and try and keep it going in your direction. And now it's another handoff out to Hokett. Hokett to the right side, gains a yard, maybe 2.
And I'll bellyache one more time. It wasn't even close.
No.
That it was a penalty. Wasn't even remotely close.
And it's not as though you can make the argument of, well, Jesse Osuna is a marked man. No, that was just a play that should have been a flag.
Yeah. You'd pitched a 3 and out. You'd be on the field with your offense right now down by 6 with literally the wind at your back.
3rd down and 2 from the 48-yard line. 7:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs with the lead by 6. Rana out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw over to his right side. Blitz coming, he's brought down straight up the middle. Blasted by San Jose State's defense. And what a great job blitzing through and getting to the quarterback. E.J. Ane with the sack, and the Spartans hold.
The Derek Odom defense kept battling there, had the 3 and out pitched, and then the penalty took it away, and then it went back to work on the next set of downs. And E.J. Ane up the middle there just throws his defender or the blocker aside, gets on Jorge.
Here's the punt now, and waiting for it, still waiting, and just getting that rugby-style kick away was Susek, and to the point where he was waiting almost too long. The Spartans almost got to him at the 30-yard line, and it ends up being not a very good punt. It pops at the 35-yard line and holds there, where the Spartans will take over, ultimately at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Susek kind of tough to sort out. I can't tell if he's injured or there's just a lot of drama. And then Jorge Reyna, as they zoom in on him as the TV takes a break, He's over in the medical tent working on that right hand, which got caught in the kicking net.
So the Spartans will take over, and they'll have an opportunity to try and take a lead when we come back to SJSU Stadium. Rain pouring down tonight in San Jose. 16-10, Bulldogs with the lead. 6:29 remaining in the third quarter. We'll step aside from SJSU Stadium and listening to Spartan football from Learfield IMG College. That's right, the Valley Trophy on the line tonight. Fresno State currently leading 16-10 over San Jose State with 6 minutes and 29 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Well, you'll start with a short field here, 36. You'll start at your own 36-yard line. Just taking a glance at stats here, things starting to even up pretty good here. San Jose State 274 total yardage, 180 passing, 94 rushing. Fresno State 300 total, 149 passing, 151 rushing. The Spartans with 94 yards rushing, that's above their average for the year.
It's a good thing, too. The Spartans are going to need that in this type of game, this type of environment, this type of weather.
And again, they're showing Reyna his right hand.
Yeah, he took a hit into that, like you called it perfectly, right into the kicking net, which
looked like a salmon.
Yeah, tweaked him up a little bit, it looks like. Here's Josh Love handing off on first down. And not much there off to the left side for Dejon Packer. Maybe a yard. Alex Cruz making the stop. Goes as a loss of 1 yard officially. Second down and 11 from the 35-yard line. And Jorge Reyna, they're showing him jogging up the ramp and going into the locker room. So
yeah, seem to be warming up a new quarterback over there. I'll work on that for you.
Keep an eye out for that next series, but right now it's the Spartans on the attack. Josh Love with a three-step drop, throws over to the right side, coming back to receive this ball near the 45-yard line is Bailey Gaither as he's smattered at the 43 on his 5th reception of the night. Jaron Bryant in coverage on Bailey. It's a gain of 8 yards, but it'll still be 3rd down and 3 from the 43.
It looks like Ben Wooldridge will come in at quarterback for Fresno State. He's an East Bay guy.
Love now on 3rd down and 3. 3 receivers to the near side. Packer to the right side of Josh Love in the shotgun. No tight ends in this lineup. A fumbled snap. Tried to juggle it was Josh Love. As he got it into his hands, he immediately threw it out to the right side where Dejon Packer could not make the catch, and it's out of play, incomplete. And that'll be a 3-and-out for the Spartans, and the 4th time tonight that Alex Galland will have to jog onto the field.
Need a good punt here by Alex. Got the wind at his back. I guess that's the good news after that 3-and-out. Doggone it.
That was the opportunity for the Spartans to try and march down the field and take a lead. Instead, now it's Galland punting from the 30-yard line. Ronnie Rivers waiting to receive this punt. He's waving for the fair catch, and he will make it at the 16-yard line in traffic. And that is where Fresno State will take over on their next possession. But who will the quarterback be is the question. Jorge Reyna, who has been the starter throughout this season, is up in the locker room right now. Ben Wooldridge getting warmed up, the freshman from Pleasanton, California, the 6'2" freshman, presumably will come in after this break. 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining from SJSU Stadium in the third quarter. 16-10, Bulldogs with the lead. You're listening to Spartan football from Learfield IMG College. Justin Legre and Kevin Richardson back with you from SJSU Stadium. 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Fresno State has the ball back on offense, but minus their starting quarterback. Jorge Reyna is in the locker room right now, and they are bringing out Ben Wooldridge, the freshman who has only attempted 1 pass previously this year. It was a 17-yard touchdown strike, but that was it from Wooldridge. He will now have to try and lead this Fresno State offense for the time being, up by 6 with 5:11 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, Ben Wooldridge, a guy from Pleasanton, California, went to Foothill High School over in Pleasanton. You know, not a lot of depth at quarterback for Fresno State. Jake Hayner, a guy from the East Bay that was at Fresno State, or at Washington rather. He transferred from Washington this fall when he wasn't named the starter. That'll probably be who you see at quarterback next year, but was not eligible right away, so he had to sit. So they're, again, got to go deep onto that bench here with Ben Wooldridge.
Well, we'll keep an eye out on the Fresno State sideline to see if Renna comes back.
And, of course, Jake Hayner's mom, Julie Hayner, the 10 o'clock news.
Oh, is that right?
KTVU.
The
Yeah.
same Hayner.
There you go.
Okay. Wooldridge in the shotgun with 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Low snap taken. He bends over to receive, and he hands off to River. Starts out right, cuts back left to the 20-yard line, and he gains 3. On that first down run, Cade Hall leading the way for San Jose State. And as our spotter and statistician so eloquently pointed out, with a freshman quarterback, you'd imagine that Fresno State right now would lean heavy on Rivers and Hokett in this scenario and try and make things a little bit easier on their young quarterback leading the offense.
Yeah, and of course, 4 drives in this second half. 3 of them ended in punts.
Here is the handoff to Hokett. Hokett trying to find his way forward. He gets to the 20, which is the original line of scrimmage. There is a penalty marker down as Jay Leonard made the hit. This flag back near the tackle box.
Man, got to be a hold maybe?
Yeah, it looks in the area of the hold. I don't think that Wooldridge took a hit late at that spot, even though he was hit.
Holding offense number 15, 10-yard penalty. They want to decline the penalty, bring up 3rd down.
The Spartans decline
To get to 3rd down
the
was
penalty?
the idea, I believe.
Cam Sutton.
But, man, I thought it was 3rd
Wait,
and 10 plus, but it's actually 3rd and 7.
7.
Oh, we got a timeout.
I'm not sure. There's an injured player now. Oh, so okay. Walk me through this. It's a 10-yard penalty, so it would have been 2nd down and 17. But instead, you take the 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think I want to move the ball back.
You give a freshman quarterback.
Not half the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if it works, it doesn't matter. But
And again, to your point, freshman quarterback, first real snaps for him.
yeah,
And so
you put some pressure on him.
Yeah, you're working out of you're obviously going to have to throw it on a 2nd and way long. Well, let's hope this pays off here and gets the defense off the field.
Yeah, if you take that penalty, you force them in more of a passing down rather than now with the run game being what it has been for Fresno State. A 3rd down and 7 from the 20-yard line. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the left for Wooldridge, and a flag comes in.
Now you're going to
Delay a game, defense number 42. Number 42 made a non-football move. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Now you've dropped it right in their lap.
Wait. I mean,
So you're basically doing the thing that draws the offense off sides.
yeah, he's trying to get the O-line to jump in that point. But again, now it's a 3rd down and 2 when it could have been 2nd down and 17, would have been 2nd down and 12. 3rd down and 2, Wooldridge to throw, and he tries to throw the comeback route to Carrick Wheatfall, and Wheatfall slipped up over on the far side, fell to the turf. It's incomplete on the first attempt to throw from Wooldridge. And for the 5th time tonight, Blake Susik will come out to punt.
Well, as we get Blake out there to kick it away for Fresno State. Glad San Jose State was able to get off the field.
Here's a low line drive knuckling punt that is waved for a fair catch, and catching it at the 50-yard line is Brandon Izell, and he dives on top of it. I'm not sure if he fully secured that ball or not, but it will be a Spartan football at midfield with 4:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And again, how many miscues are you going to have on a punt return? It's a simple concept.
Well, it's to the point where we're talking about it on every punt.
Yeah, it's just
even if it's a good play, we're talking. All right, good. You called for the fair catch. You made the play,
and you caught it.
Right. But at this point, it's just not something that is a clean element of the game for San Jose State.
Yeah, just really, really bizarre.
16-10 with 4:02 remaining in the third quarter. Bulldogs with the lead. The Spartans will have the ball back here. And Fresno State forcing to go to their freshman backup quarterback and not able to move the chains. And for the second consecutive time, the Spartans have an opportunity to try and take a lead in this game with 4 minutes and 2 seconds remaining.
Well, I'll tell you what's not changing in this game. It's not getting any warmer as I go to my third pair of
you're
hand
going
warmers.
to the third pair of hand warmers now. I have gloves here if you'd like. I'm not using them.
I can't turn the pages.
Oh, but see, these are the gloves that have the fingertips that you can
The
turn
isotoners.
the pages.
You got the isotoners.
They never work when I go skiing, but they work sometimes. Josh Love jogging back onto the field with the Spartan offense. Love has thrown for 188 yards in this game. On a wet and windy night.
Short field. Need to cash in on it.
Love takes a very high snap, turns and fakes the handoff to Packer, steps up into the pocket, is hit, and he goes down behind the 45-yard line. And then more pushing and shoving and stripped to the ball. Fresno State. Alex Cruz seems like he took it away from Josh Love, but it was well after Josh was down, and he kind of violently stepped over Josh.
Scary punch thrown.
Yeah. Cruz is saying that's our ball, but Josh was down. I mean, he stripped him.
Yeah, he stripped
way
him,
after.
then came out, and then got punched. Bizarre.
And now this play will go under review.
Because of the punch?
You think it's because of the punch? I didn't see the punch itself. I saw just kind of the contact there to pull it away from Josh.
What else would you pull it under? Oh, I guess
to see if it is a fumble or not.
Not sure here.
Well, Love, really, that blitz has been getting home far too often tonight.
Okay, so Love pulls it down. He's clearly down. Ball gets pulled out.
I'm not sure there's. I'm not sure there's anything that you could see from the high camera, which they're giving us now on our in-house monitor, that would show that this is a fumble. But to your point, that there was some pushing and a punch in there after the fact. The whistles had blown at that point. We'll get a better view here now on our in-house monitor. I don't think the ball comes free. Josh's knee is down. Yeah, that's not a fumble. But it is stripped after he comes down. And Josh seems to have it. The knee is down. Yeah, I don't think this is a fumble. But to your point, I would love to see a continued review here, because there was some
there was definitely
extra
a punch thrown.
going
See
on.
what they sell us.
Yeah, it stands and is not a fumble. It will be 2nd down and 16. It is a big loss for San Jose State. And for a Spartan team that has not given up a lot of sacks this year, Josh Love has certainly been under pressure all game tonight. And that is the 3rd sack of the game from Fresno State. Spartans had only given up 10 coming into this one. Love in the shotgun on 2nd down and 16. He drops back to throw on a 4-man rush, steps up, hit as he throws a wobbling spiral pass over to the far side. It's incomplete, looking for Derek Deese, the tight end. He was wrapped up in coverage by Wyland Free. Incomplete, 3rd and 16.
Josh, a little ginger as he gets up there, man, took a big old whack as he let go of that ball.
How many times has he been hit tonight? And he just gets right back up, tries to get back to work with 3 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in this third quarter, 16-10. Bulldogs leading. Love takes a very high snap, reached up high to get to it. Now he dumps it off to Dejon Packer in the flat on the right side, spins past the 50-yard line and just gets enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Wyland Free making the stop. He gains 6 yards, and it's 4th down. Alex Galland once again to punt for his 5th time tonight.
6 drives in the second half, 3 each, 5 punts.
Spartans had that opening possession. I say opening. Their first possession of the second half that resulted in a touchdown, a 7-play, 87-yard drive, but that's been it. Here's Gallen to punt, high end-over-end kick, and Ronnie Rivers will wave for a fair catch at the 4-yard line and make the grab.
So I'll bellyache about that one. Of course, we'll take it. But if you're Ronnie Rivers, why don't you let that go over your shoulder?
You're moving laterally to your left,
let
inside
that ball
the 5.
Let that ball go into the end zone.
I mean, I love the play from Fresno State's perspective. But, yeah, I mean, there's no reason to make that grab there. I mean, what's the worst case? It checks up and you lose 2 more yards down to the 2 or the 3-yard line?
Yeah, maybe we should make a social media meme and everybody would learn how to return kicks, but it seems like this
two grumpy broadcasters talk about special
teams. But I mean,
teams.
it's just punt return. It's simple yet hard, but
1st and 10 from the 5-yard line for the Bulldogs. Moving left to right, up 16-10. It is still the backup quarterback in there right now as the handoff goes out to the left side, and Ronnie Rivers carries for about 4 yards. Meanwhile, Jorge Rena did come back to the sideline of the Bulldogs, but he's not in the game right now. They're still attending to his throwing hand. Meanwhile, Ronnie Rivers is up over 150 yards rushing. He's also had 50 yards receiving in this game. He's to the right side of Wooldridge. Out of the gun. 2nd down and 5. Handoff to Rivers, avoids the first contact, wiggles his way forward along the far side hash, following the offensive line blocks, and pushes for 7 yards and a 1st down. E.J. Ane with the stop.
They wind that clock. We'll get into the final 2 minutes of, I think, the longest third quarter I've ever lived through in my life.
In your life?
And this thing just going on forever.
1 minute and 45 seconds now. They will make a couple of adjustments here at the line of scrimmage. They'll split out the tight end Rice into the slot left. Ball set on the far hash. 1st and 10 from the 17. Here's the snap to the freshman. Handoff to Rivers, the senior, over to the left side. Runs off the tackle and is tackled inside the numbers at the 24-yard line. A gain of 7 yards on the 1st down carry. I mean, Ronnie Rivers in this game, his rushing average, every time he touches the ball, on average, he's getting 7.3.
Yeah, a couple of those will get you a 1st down if my math is correct.
And then some. Rena is loosening back up on the sideline of Fresno State here in this 3rd quarter late with 55 seconds left. 6-point Bulldog lead. Wooldridge standing at the 20-yard line in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives to Rivers. Rivers touched in the backfield and then runs out to the left side and driven hard by Jay Leonard back to the turf and pushed back after just a gain of 1 to the 26-yard line.
So 3rd and short here with a new quarterback. Interesting to see what they do with Wooldridge. Danny Langsdorff, the quarterback coach, as we get our last play of the 3rd quarter. The quarterback coach for Fresno State, an old contemporary of Brent Brennan's from the Oregon State days, by the way, if we're looking for storylines as we bring the 3rd quarter.
There are a lot of
close.
crossovers. You talk about Joe Bernardi, who played at Fresno State as an offensive lineman and started his coaching career there as well, and of course now moved over to San Jose State. But we will reach the 4th quarter from SJSU Stadium. The 3rd quarter comes to a close, 16-10. Bulldogs with the lead over San Jose State. A 3rd down coming up for Fresno State when we return to SJSU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. 16-10, Bulldogs with the lead over San Jose State. We've reached the 4th quarter from SJSU Stadium. Before we continue the action in San Jose tonight, let's first pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Spartan Football Radio Network from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson with you from SJSU Stadium. Our spotter and statistician, Ryan Zimmerman. And a rainy, cold night in San Jose. Fresno State coming out of the timeout will have a 3rd down opportunity. And the 3rd downs tonight for Fresno State, for really both sides. Fresno State 1 of 8 on 3rd downs this evening. San Jose State 3 of 11 on 3rd downs. The Bulldogs they've only put up 2 points in total the last 2 quarters, the second quarter and the third quarter. Those 2 points obviously a safety, so the offense stymied ever since the opening quarter of play tonight.
Stymied, I like that. Remember, you ever watched Little Rascals? Remember Stymie?
I watched the, well, I mean, not the original.
Oh, that's right. You've never seen the original Little Rascals?
No.
Stymie was
maybe now on Disney Plus, right?
Stymie, yeah, Stymie was the dude for sure. So stats after 3 quarters: 282 yards of offense for San Jose State, 195 in the air. That's Josh Love getting it done, 15 to 24, 87 yards rushing for Fresno State, 324, 149 passing, 175 rushing, 169 yards on the ground by Ronnie Rivers.
Out of the break, it's Fresno State with the ball. 3rd and 1 from the 26. They rush to the football now. Arena is back into the game. Under center at the quarterback position. He motions Rivers. He runs out to the left side on the handoff. He is strung out, slung to the turf by Cade Hall, who grabbed him high along the collar and just threw him back to the field turf.
Boy, stymied by Cade Hall as he makes a great play there on the blocker. Sheds that offensive tackle, throws him out of the way, takes Ronnie Rivers, who has made a big dent in this game tonight, throws him backwards, and we get Susik out to kick it away for the 6th time tonight.
And the punt coming from the 6-yard line here. And a high, good hang time, end-over-end kick, and it's Bailey Gaither waving for the fair catch at the 36-yard line. Gaither will make it, and the Spartans will take over on offense. Another opportunity for San Jose State to try and take a lead.
Well, you'll be working into the proverbial wind here for sure, but I tell you, we always talk about averages, and Josh Love with 95 yards passing on the night, well below his average. He will get somewhere near his average tonight, and again, by doing that, you're going to get closer to that end zone, that's for sure.
Dejon Packer jogs out into the backfield with Josh Love, who stands in a shotgun with 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left side. Blitz coming, and Fresno State brings the house, and a quick inside release thrown toward Isaiah Hamilton. Incomplete. Josh Love knocked down to the field turf again. And the pressure was coming quickly off the edge from Juju Hughes.
Josh Love throwing right at the blitz. The idea of throwing right at a blitz, right? You've got to vacate a zone if you're going to come on the blitz. So you want to throw right where he came from, if you will.
2nd down and 10 now from the 36-yard line. Love fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right side, running away from pressure. He throws on the run and delivers on the comeback route to Bailey Gaither at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 8 on his 6th catch of the night, and it's 3rd down and 3.
Boy, nice job there by Bailey Gaither to get his feet down. Like to be a little closer to the chains, but is what it is.
They give him just 6 yards after.
Yeah, the spot looked a lot worse than where I thought he'd gone out of bounds.
So it is a 3rd down and 4. Bailey the catch on his senior night. Love standing in the gun, motions Derek Deese. Blitz coming again, and Love is brought down. And they just brought the house once again. Kevin Atkins, uncontested, wrangles Josh Love down all the way back at the 33-yard line.
Boy, Atkins comes up the middle and untouched.
That's the 4th sack tonight.
Atkins 6'2", 295. Just, I don't know how you'd miss him.
Here comes the 6th punt now from Alex Gallen, and the wind maybe at its most aggressive moment right now into the face of Alex Gallen. I mean, it is howling.
Going to stymie this kid.
Here's the punt, and it just hangs up right in the wind and bounces at the 46-yard line and rolls inside the 45. Not much that Alex Gallen can do with that hard wind blowing into his face. I mean, you may be able to hear it just a little bit, but it's blowing out there.
I just turned up the crowd mic so people could hear.
I can turn it up more if you'd like.
Oh man, that was awesome right there. That's a Justin Allegri moment. Those are the things that Make broadcasting so much fun right there. Tough drive there for San Jose State with that 3-and-out.
See, when you engineer and you broadcast, you can work that.
I know, it just gets good. It's just
13 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. A handoff to Rivers. He bounces out right. He cuts inside the hash mark on the far side of the 45, and he pushes to the 47-yard line, a gain of 4.
So there are 8 drives in the second half, 4 apiece, 7 punts. So to say that the offense on both sides has been stymied would not be an understatement.
You like that word?
I do. I'm stuck on it.
Pistol formation. Renna walks up to the line of scrimmage. Now backs out into the shotgun. Second down and 6 from the 47. Takes a waist-high snap, hands off to Rivers. Rivers over to the right edge, pushes to the 50-yard line. And Silosi Latu making the stop. In fact, the wind and the rain is blowing so hard that the lights right now on the field are kind of giving this flickering effect because the rain's cutting in front of them so much. I don't know if you're seeing that. If you're prone to seizures, it's probably not the best thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Reyna back in. You know, they've got tape on his thumb, and he's yet to throw a ball as he got inserted with that sore thumb, I guess.
Third down and 3. Takes the snap. Now he wants to throw it. Pump fakes, holds onto the ball, still looking for options. He delivers to Rice near the first down marker and immediately stacked up by Zamor Ziegler and Cade Hall right near the first down line to gain, and he doesn't have enough. It'll be 4th down.
Well, they're going to leave that offense out there and go all in.
Well, when you have Ronnie Rivers and you need just 1 yard, you'll like that chance.
Well, Rice picks up his 4th reception, and he breaks Bear Pasco's career reception records by a tight end. How about that name for a tight end, Bear Pasco?
Bear Pasco, the Fresno State all-time leader in tight end receptions.
I've met Bear.
Have you? Does he live up to the Bear?
You know, he is a big rascal. Yeah.
Yeah. Fresno State was letting this clock wind, and they will call for a timeout to think this one over on 4th and 1 from the 48-yard line. With 10:48 remaining in the fourth quarter, they take their first time out of the half.
As the referee uncorks his crowd mic, let us know what's going on. Also want to thank everybody that came out to watch the away games of the Spartan Faithful. San Jose State football had just what you were looking for with the official watch party location, Stanley Sports Bar. Everybody who dropped by Stanley Sports Bar in San Jose on the 2nd floor of Solar for America Ice Center at 10th and Alma, 1 block from us right here at SJSU Stadium. Thanks for your support for San Jose State with your fellow San Jose State Spartan fans while the team was on the road.
See, that's what one of my favorites is. You just call the audible on your live reads in the middle of your sentences.
Well, you had to, you got to adjust because there will be no watch party next week.
Right. It's a 16-10 lead for the Bulldogs with 10:48 remaining. The rain continues to pour, and we'll step aside from SJSU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Windy and cold night from SJSU Stadium. 16-10. Fresno State with the lead, and they're facing a 4th and 1. They bring the punt unit out for the 7th time. Careful here from Fresno State, and we will have whistles before the snap is taken. It looks to be a false start against the Bulldogs. They just started before the officials were ready, I guess, for the whistle. All right, well, I stand corrected. No flag. Here's the snap again, and the punt is away. High end-over-end kick. Spartans getting away from this one at the 3-yard line, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. And hey, a great special teams play right there.
Get
San
away
Jose
from the ball.
State. Bailey Gaither just got away from it.
Just 3 and out by Fresno State on that last drive. Again, nothing going on offensively here in the second half other than that 7-play, 87-yard drive, the first drive of the second half for the Spartans. Everything else has ended in a punt. We've had 5 3-and-outs after that drive. That's wacky.
It is a different second half, that's for sure. Spartans again trying to drive down the field and put some points on the board here. Play action, throw out to the left side. A catch is made with two hands by Trey Walker. Sheds the first contact, stays on his feet, and runs up the near side. And he is hit after just a gain of 2. Trey Walker, 6th grab tonight. Trey Walker, who went out for a brief moment in that third quarter, now back onto the field for the Spartans. No offensive points from Fresno State since the first quarter in this game. 10 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, 16-10 Bulldogs. Love takes the snap. Pressure coming again. He's hit as he throws a wobbling lame duck into the air, and it's caught at the 30-yard line, an interception as a flag comes in.
Yeah, blitz coming free from the right side offensively.
Juju Hughes, man.
Yeah, Josh Love a little slow to get up, as he should be. Just got drilled. That ball went straight up in the air, picked, but let's see if this flag's going to bail out San Jose State here and get the ball back for him.
Did Juju Hughes hit him late?
Nah, Juju Hughes hit him on time. That's why the ball went straight up in the air, right?
The flag is over on the far side of the field. Juju Hughes, every time he's hit Josh Love, he goes back to Josh and makes sure he is okay.
The ruling on the field is that the pass was not tipped. Pass interference. Defense number 26. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Randy Jordan just bailed out the Spartans.
26. Okay, so that would have been the far side corner.
Yep.
Okay, so when the ball was not tipped, he had thrown the receiver down going to get to the ball. If it was tipped, you can go through the receiver to get through it. Good news.
1st and 10 for the 27. Love steps back to throw. Another blitz coming. He avoids pressure. He runs out to the right side, throws on the run, and completes at the 30-yard line. Slipping there was Billy Bob Humphreys at the 31. He's out of play after a gain of 4. Josh Love has been just running for his life this entire game to try and avoid contact. And for Billy Bob, his first catch tonight. The junior having his best season of the year, or of his career. 2nd down and 5 with Packer in the backfield. The handoff to Packer, hit at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Runs out to the right side. And it's KT Yakopu, the senior from Santa Ana, doing a little dance after the hit.
That was a little Santa Ana two-step right there, wasn't it?
Is that a thing? You would know of all people.
Big 3rd down right here.
3rd down and 6.
Fresno 1 of 10.
Well, the Spartans have not been good on 3rd downs either tonight. Here's the snap to Love. Another blitz coming. Love throws out to the far side, and Walker makes the catch, avoids contact to the 40, speeds up to the 50, still on his feet to the 45, and he's hit down. Juju Hughes gathers him in, but Trey Walker on his 7th catch of the night. It's a big 3rd down conversion and a gain of 16.
Yeah, so Spartans 4 of 13 on 3rd down conversions after that conversion right there. Josh Love just throwing a big boy ball out to the left side to a big boy receiver in Trey Walker.
Trey Walker, the yards after contact this year have been phenomenal. Walker is now over 100 yards receiving. Here's another throw to the right side now from Love on the run. Isaiah Hamilton, 2nd grab. Juju Hughes, another nice catch. Trey Walker, by the way, his reception there puts him up at 103 yards receiving on his 7th grab.
Now remember, this game seems like it's gone to bed here. You're down by 6. You get this thing in the end zone, kick an extra point. You lead by a stick man here.
And touchdown takes the lead here. 8 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Spartans driving left to right, 2nd down and 5 from the 41. Knee-high snap, handoff to Packer. Packer up the middle of the field, bounces along the hash marks, pushes forward for a gain of 2. And it'll be 3rd down and 2 by Cal Walker, the defensive lineman making the stop on DeJean.
Boy, this is just a gut check here, right? You take a look at all the perimeter players. They come off the ball. Nobody's really hitting each other either side of the ball out on the perimeter. It's cold. It's late night, all those different things. But you're going to have to dig deep, get this thing in the end zone.
7 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. Love claps the hands, takes the high snap, hand off to Packer, and he does not have enough for a first down. Hit right at the line of scrimmage, and the same play that the Spartans have been running to try and get that first down, they cannot get a yard.
Boy, for Coach Brennan, you got to go all in here, right? Got to keep your offense out.
You have to.
Yeah, he's going to.
Especially because the difficulties the offense have had to score in this second half, and really the last 3 quarters, you have to take every chance you can. 4th down and 1 from the 37. Spartans just need the 1 yard here, and Coach Brennan will call for a timeout, the first of the half. With 6:52 to play in the 4th quarter, San Jose State will talk over their 4th down option here. San Jose State tonight, and 4th downs just in general for both the teams. Both teams have tried for it once and have failed on both occasions. For Fresno State, it was that goal line 4th down that they tried the quarterback keeper and could not get in. And with 6:52 to play in the 4th quarter, Fresno State leading by 6. Bulldogs 16, Spartans 10. We'll take the break from SJSU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. Justin Allegri and Kevin Richardson with you from SJSU Stadium. 6:52 remaining in the 4th quarter, 16-10. Bulldogs with the lead over San Jose State. The Spartans thinking over this 4th and 1 opportunity from the 37-yard line of Fresno State. The Spartans needing just 1 yard to keep this drive alive, down by 6.
Yeah, for sure here, right? Got to stay out on the field. Ought to be able to run the ball for 1 yard, although at the same time, if you're trying to dial something up, you got a quarterback, Josh Love, that's 20 of 30 for 236. I kind of like the ball in his hands, too. So,
well, and you got to stick with the guy that got you there.
Yeah.
Josh Love, the 4 wins that the Spartans have had this year have been in large part to the right arm of Josh Love. And they've been in games, even though they have those 7 losses, in large part to the right arm of Josh Love. And right now on a 4th and 1 from the 37-yard line, what will the Spartans do to try and get just the 1 yard they need to keep this drive going? All right, here we go. Spartans break huddle with Packer in the backfield, Love in the shotgun. Double tight end formation for the Spartans. Walker goes in motion. It's the shotgun snap and a handoff to Packer. He's hit in the backfield, and it's a loss of 4 yards. Aaron Mosby just blew that play up, and it never had a chance.
Man.
And for the second time tonight, the Spartans are turned aside on 4th and 1. And it was 3rd and 1 on both of their previous plays before the 4th down tries. I mean, he was hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, outside linebacker just coming off the edge there, just put Derek Deese Jr. just right back on his backside. Just came through, just made a play. Wow.
16-10 Bulldogs with 6:47 to play. Rana playing with the lead here. Takes the snap. Handoff to Rivers. Rivers up the near side hash. Follows the block of his offensive line to the 47-yard line, a gain of 6. So now 2nd down and 4 from the 47-yard line. 6:12 to play, and with the run game that Fresno State has, and I understand they haven't scored any offensive points ever since the first quarter, but when you need to run clock,
yeah,
Fresno State's offense is tailored for that. Handoff to Rivers over to the right side. He tries to bounce along to the edge and never got there, and he does not gain any yards. Jordan Cobbs, a nice job defensively, the freshman, and a linebacker making the tackle. 3rd and 4 from the 47. Ronnie Rivers stays in. The Bulldogs, and Kevin, you brought this up, maybe 1 pass attempt from Reyna ever since he came back in with that thumb taped up.
Yeah.
But now more of an option 2 pass here with 3 wide receivers. Reyna takes the snap, drops to throw, looks to the right side, throws a deep ball over to the right side of the field, and it's way over the head of his intended target, incomplete. He was looking for Jamal Gillespie, and it's incomplete. And another 3 and out forced by the Spartan defense. The 8th punt of the evening coming up from Susick.
11 drives in the second half, 1 touchdown.
It's a stalemate in the second half.
8 punts.
Here's the punt. Wobbling spiral. Brandon Nizell waving for the fair catch. Will make it at the 15-yard line as he backpedals on the far side of the field. And they give him all the way out to the 18 officially, where he is downed. And Fresno State, another 3 and out on their offensive side. They have not been able to get any traction in the second half offensively. The Spartans doing a nice job on defense, but with 5:04 remaining in the fourth quarter, Spartan offense needs to get going here, down by 6.
Boy, they really do. And Josh Love, 236 yards passing on the night. If he gets to 275, he'll go to number 3 in career passing yards. If you look at the way that run game has performed here in the second half, you put the hammer down, you put the ball in Josh Love's hands, you try to throw it to the edge and get down the field.
5:04 remaining in the fourth quarter. 16-10 Bulldogs with the lead. We'll take the break from SEFCU Stadium. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College. 5:04 remaining in this fourth quarter. It has been a 1-score game for a while, ever since early in the third quarter, where the Spartans put up their lone touchdown of the night. But since then, a back-and-forth affair full of defense, and both teams trying to grind it out offensively. 16-10 Bulldogs with the lead.
Yeah, 11 drives in the second half. You got 1 touchdown, 1 drive where they gave it up on downs, and 9 punts. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3 and outs.
Now the Spartans, though, through all of that, and through everything that they've gone through, the amount of pressure that Love has been under tonight, still find themselves in a spot where they can drive down and get a touchdown. They're ahead in this game.
Yeah. Well, I say let's just write the script right here. Put the ball in Josh Love's hands. Get him that yardage he needs to become the number 3 career passer.
But he needs 39 yards right now.
And get that win.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Here is Love from the shotgun at the 17, fakes the give to Holiness, throws out on a ball to the near side to Bailey Gaither, reaching up with 2 hands. What a strong-handed grab by Bailey for a 9-yard pickup, his 7th reception tonight, and Bailey Gaither is a yard shy of a first down.
I like the tempo on that play right there. Get that ball in Josh's hands, let him use these speedsters out on the edge.
Love backing up into the shotgun formation. He's got Kyrie Robinson back into the game to his right side. The give is to Robinson. Robinson stiff arms a defender, plunges forward for a first down to the 31-yard line. A gain of 3 for the freshman running back, who has been impressive at times tonight. And going back to him now after DeJean Packer could not get the 1 yard the Spartans needed earlier. Kyrie Robinson the first down.
7 carries, 41 yards for the young running back.
1st and 10 from the 32. Blitz coming, they rush 5. Here it comes, picked up by the Spartans. Throw out to the far side, and lunging, diving to the turf is Trey Walker, and he makes the catch at the 41-yard line. There is a flag down on the play, the penalty marker back at the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul, chop block, offense number 79 and 32. Penalty behalf, 15 yards, replay first down.
That's Troy Kowalski and Kyrie Robinson.
Yeah, so the chop block, you got 1 guy high, 1 guy low. Used to be a pretty devastating block back in the old days. You do that now, and they're going to throw a flag on you.
Well, that'll.
You know, it's interesting, too. You look at Kyrie's block there. All he's got to do is come in high, put a shoulder pad on him. You're going to stop him cold, goes low, and picks up a tough penalty here.
And makes it 1st and 25 now from the 17-yard line. 3 receiver set, Love to throw, steps up into the pocket, lots of time. Everybody covered downfield, so he angles the pass out to the left side where DeJean Packer makes the catch, speeds up the far side of the field, gets past the 30, cuts inside. Alex Cruz runs him down from behind, and he gains just about 15 yards. It'll make it 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good cut back up inside there by DeJean Packer. Clock a minor issue here, right? Goes under 3 to play. You got a couple of timeouts in your pocket.
The Spartans just need to get downfield quickly. 2nd down and 9 from the 33. Love to throw. Love to the left side, and that's a miscommunique, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 9 for Josh Love.
Yeah, wanted to throw that back shoulder there to Trey Walker, and Trey still on the go route.
Well, the Spartans this evening on 3rd down conversions has not been good. 4 of 14 for a team that averages 42% on 3rd down conversions this year. It goes to 3rd and 9 from the 33, moving left to right.
261 passing.
3rd down and 9. Another blitz brought and a deep ball over to the far side. And it's Trey Walker with a spectacular diving catch at the 40-yard line. What a grab from Trey. And with that catch, Josh Love moves into 3rd place all time in the career program passing list, passing Ed Luther. And what a play from Trey Walker to move the chains. Now a handoff to Packer. Packer to the right side. Packer busts through a hole. He's past the 20. Still on his feet. Spinning free to the 10. And he's got a 1st down into the SFQ red zone. A power run from DeJean Packer. Randy Jordan brought him down from behind to save the touchdown.
So 2 timeouts in your pocket here. Spartan's going to play fast.
Now a handoff to Packer again. Busts out left side. Sidesteps a hit. Bolts into the end zone. Touchdown, San Jose State. With 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. 3 big-time plays back to back to back. And the Spartans have tied the game.
Boy, how about that? Josh Love digging deep, making some huge plays as he moves up in the record books at San Jose State. But more importantly, gets the Spartans down and in the end zone. Got Matthew Mercurio in to kick. Remember, he picked up a scholarship this week, was the walk-on kicker for the Spartans. This is a huge kick here. It'll be into the wind, but that wind has died a little bit here late in the game.
2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in this 4th quarter, tied at 16 now. The Spartans were down to a 3rd and 9, and 3 consecutive plays later. They're into the end zone, and a penalty flag will come in for a delay of game. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Spartans will move this kick back now, and it is an extra point kick that would give the Spartans the lead, but it will now be a 25-yard attempt. It may not seem like much on a normal night, but with the wind being the way it has been.
Yeah, it has died down, but still a wind, right?
Here's the snap. The kick is up. It is on its way from left to right. It is up, and it is good. And it wasn't easy, folks. But Matt Mercurio gives the Spartans the lead with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter over Fresno State. It's 17-16.
Well, I tell you what, now it's in your hands. If you're the Spartans there, a great drive worked out there by Josh Love as he goes 23 of 34 on the night. And only fitting as he goes for 290 yards, moving ahead of Ed Luther in career passing, right behind Adam Trefalis, who is at number 2.
Impressive stuff on that drive from San Jose State, who seemed to be down but certainly not out. 3 plays, bang, 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 and the Spartans are into the end zone for the score, and they take the lead. DeJean Packer, the 10-yard rushing touchdown. Spartans on top. 17-16 with 2:11 remaining in the 4th quarter. You're listening to Spartan football from Learfield IMG College. Back inside SFQ Stadium, an impressive drive for the Spartans and one that they desperately needed. They'd been looking for the entire second half, And now they're on top. Their first lead of the game comes with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. It's 17-16. Spartans on top.
Boy, a couple guys making that drive happen. Josh Love, 23 of 34 on the night, 290 yards. No touchdown passes, but no interceptions. And DeJon Packer, 17 carries, 93 yards, and the touchdown run there to get that ball into the end zone. The extra point by the newly minted scholarship recipient, Matthew Mercurio. And Spartans lead by a stick man here. Got to kick this thing deep. Remember, you're kicking into the wind here. So special teams play is going to loom huge in these final minutes.
Grimm waiting to receive for Fresno State, and the ball has been blown off the tee. So Chris Wood will re-tee and get Jay Leonard to hold for him.
That Valley Trophy, they're showing that on TV there. Be nice to keep that thing.
Zion Eccles also deep to receive. Here's the kickoff. It's a short kick, and waving for the fair catch at the 25-yard line is Hokett, who will make the grab in some traffic. And Hokett and Fresno State with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Fresno State has 2 timeouts remaining, and the Bulldogs will take over on offense here. And they will not send in Rena. It will be their backup quarterback, Ben Wooldridge, assuming that Rena has not been able to really throw the ball. They need Woodridge to be able to throw and try and drive down the field here.
Yeah, Wooldridge 0 for 1 tonight, no completions.
Wooldridge standing in the shotgun. He's got Rivers to his right side. Here's the snap. A quick out to Rivers. Spins around to receive. Speeds past the 25 to the 30. Breaks a tackle at the 35. He's out to the 40. Inside the numbers. He's tackled after a gain of 15.
2 timeouts left for the Bulldogs.
Tyson Parker making a nice tackle there with 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. Rivers still in the game to the left side of Woolbridge. He steps back to throw. He runs up the middle of the field on a quarterback draw and slides at the 45-yard line, gaining 5 yards on the run. Well, the Bulldogs know that if they can get into field goal range, they've got the wind at their back. So that is an element that at least is on Fresno State's side here. Wooldridge throws, checks it down underneath, and Rivers is spun down at the 45-yard line with 90 seconds to play. Vialami Fihoko.
And I'm surprised Fresno didn't take a timeout there. They got to hurry up here.
They've got 2 timeouts remaining, and they're not burning one right now. 1:15 to play. Yeah, Spartans lead by 1.
Burning a lot of clock here. Good news for San Jose.
Wooldridge backs up into the shotgun. 15 seconds on the play clock. 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in the game. He takes the snap. He looks to the left. He throws out to Rivers. He makes the catch in some space. And a beautiful open field tackle is made by Zamor Ziegler. One-on-one, he cuts down Rivers with 50 seconds remaining.
Boy, Zamor Ziegler, one of those guys celebrating senior night as Jeff Tedford will snap off a timeout for this 4th down, which I think is 1 down too late to kind of second-guess the Fresno State coach, but good for San Jose State. But Zamor Ziegler, a great open field tackle as he tracks down Rivers and puts him to the turf.
San Jose State leading by 1 with 49 seconds left, and Fresno State will be faced with a 4th down and 6 from the 44. The Bulldogs, who this year came into the game 6 of 11, and they've tried it on 4th down once tonight and failed.
Well, that was an interesting set of downs there for Fresno.
I mean, they burned, what, 20 seconds at least?
Yeah, I mean, it just took forever to get things lined up. Then it took forever to kind of get things called. Quarterback just kind of working through it. Now, I realize you're working with a backup, but what part of 2-minute O doesn't resonate for you?
So here is the game right here. 50 seconds on the clock. The Spartans lead by 1. 4th and 6 from the 44 of Fresno State. Wooldridge out of the shotgun. He's got a 3 receiver set, 2 to the right and 1 to the left. He takes the snap. He looks to throw. Pressure coming from the outside. Throws over the middle. Batted down, incomplete. And it's the senior Ethan Aguayo to knock the ball to the turf. And the Spartans hold on defense on 4th and 6 with 46 seconds remaining. San Jose State will take over with a 1-point lead.
Wooldridge going for the gusto, tried to hit the dig route behind the linebacker, puts a lot of pressure on an inside linebacker to play that route. But Ethan Aguayo, the wily vet, the senior, kind of feels that route go behind him, gets an arm out, and knocks that ball down. Good news for San Jose State, as there was a receiver open underneath to keep that drive alive by getting the first down.
Wow, the Bulldogs still have 2 timeouts remaining, but the Spartans can knee this one out. And they will go into victory formation.
I had them at 1 timeout.
You got them at 1 timeout?
That's what I had, but scoreboard says 2.
Oh, you're right. You're right. The scoreboard in SEFCU is off. You're right. The first knee is down from Josh Love. The Spartans starting to celebrate on their sideline. Josh Love runs over to the Spartan sideline here with 22 seconds remaining on the play clock. And Fresno State, they're not gonna stop the clock here. So Josh Love needs to put one more knee down for the Spartan victory here. 8 seconds remaining. Second knee and final knee is down, and the Spartan bench storms after the Valley Trophy, and it will return to San Jose for the first time in 3 years. The Spartans have won back the Valley Trophy, 17-16 the final score. San Jose State with the win on senior night at home over the rival Fresno State Bulldogs.
Good win there by San Jose State. Needed a little offense down the stretch, got a little offense, and they needed to play defensively and came up with that. Ethan Aguayo, very fitting for one of the great seniors for this San Jose State team, coming up with a great play.
On a grinded out type of night in wet and windy conditions, the Spartans prevail, and they get just enough offense to do so. Down the stretch, their final drive of the game after being faced with a 3rd down and 9, 3 consecutive big plays to get into the end zone and take their first lead of the night, which is their only lead and the winning score in the 4th quarter. 17-16 the final score. San Jose State with the win over Fresno State. With the win, San Jose State improves to 5-7 overall, 2-6 in Mountain West Conference play. The Bulldogs fall to 4-8, 2-6 in Mountain West Conference play. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Invite you to stay for our post-game show as the Spartans celebrate on the field carrying the Valley Trophy back toward the fan base on the Spartan sideline. Great night for the seniors to end with the win, and San Jose State 17-16 the final score. Stay tuned for our post-game show from SEFCU Stadium when we return. You're listening to Spartan Football from Learfield IMG College.